In the beginning, there was nothing but the void, an endless expanse of emptiness that stretched beyond comprehension. From this primordial nothingness emerged Arceus, the original one, whose very existence sparked the birth of reality itself. With its 1,000 arms, this magnificent being shaped the universe, breathing life into the cosmos and establishing the fundamental forces that would govern all existence. The gentle rhythm of creation flowed from Arceus like a cosmic heartbeat, each pulse bringing forth to new wonders and mysteries. From Arceus came the creation trio, 3 legendary beings of immense power who would shape the very fabric of reality. Dialga emerged first, its crystalline body gleaming with temporal energy as it took dominion over time itself. Every second that passes, every moment that flows from past to future, exists under Dialga's watchful presence in the temporal tower. Alongside time came space, embodied in the ethereal form of Palkia, whose pearl-adorned body could bend and twist the very dimensions of reality. In the spatial rift, Palkia maintains the delicate balance that keeps all existence properly aligned. But creation and space and time alone were not enough. From the depths of the Distortion world came Giratina, the 3rd member of this divine trinity, banished to its reversed realm for its violent nature, yet serving as the essential balance between matter and antimatter. In this upside-down dimension, gravity flows in impossible directions, and the laws of physics bend to accommodate this ghostly dragon's presence. The Distortion world serves as a mirror to our own reality, a place where the consequences of disrupting the natural order become manifest. As these cosmic forces settled into their eternal dance, Arceus continued its work, bringing forth the beings who would govern the more tangible aspects of existence. From the depths of the ocean floor rose Kyogre, its massive form capable of expanding the seas until they covered the entire world. The primal energy that flows through this Leviathan's body can summon torrential rains that fall for months on end, reshaping coastlines and creating new bodies of water with each mighty surge. To balance the endless seas, Groudon emerged from the molten core of the planet, its body radiating such intense heat that it could evaporate entire oceans and raise continents from beneath the waves. When this colossal being walks, volcanoes erupt in its wake, and the very ground expands outward, creating new land masses for life to flourish upon. The eternal struggle between these 2 titans of land and sea would rage across countless eons, their battles shaping the geography of the world in ways both subtle and dramatic. High above, in the ozone layer, Rayquaza soars through the stratosphere, its serpentine body undulating through the thin air as it maintains the delicate balance between its earthbound counterparts. When Kyogre and Groudon's battles threaten to destroy the world, Rayquaza descends from its aerial domain to restore peace, its mere presence enough to quell their ancient fury and return them to their slumber. In the depths of lakes scattered across what would one day become the Sinnoh region, 3 small beings of immense psychic power came into existence. Xuxi, the being of knowledge, settled into Lake Acuity, its eyes holding such vast wisdom that any who gazed directly into them would have their memories completely erased. In the waters of Lake Verity, Mesprit, the being of emotion, began its eternal vigil, its spirit capable of teaching the full spectrum of feelings to those pure of heart. Finally, in Lake Valor, Azelf, the being of willpower, took residence, its indomitable spirit serving as the source of determination and courage for all living beings. These lake guardians, though small in stature, possess power that rivals even the mightiest of legendary beings. Together, they form a psychic trinity that maintains the mental and emotional balance of the world, ensuring that knowledge, emotion, and willpower flow in proper harmony throughout all living creatures. Their influence extends far beyond their aquatic homes, touching every mind and heart across the vast expanses of the world. As the fundamental forces of reality stabilized, the world began to take on the familiar shapes and forms that would house countless species of remarkable creatures. The first region to fully develop was ancient Sinnoh, known in its primordial state as Hisui. This land of snow-capped mountains and pristine lakes served as the cradle of civilization, where humans first began to understand their connection to the creatures that shared their world. Mount Coronet, the massive peak that dominates the center of Sinnoh, stands as a monument to creation itself. Deep within its rocky chambers lies the Hall of Origin, a sacred space where Arceus first set foot in the physical world. The spear pillar, carved from ancient stone by forgotten peoples, serves as a gateway between dimensions, its mystical properties allowing communication with beings that exist beyond normal reality. From Sinnoh, the influence of creation spread outward like ripples on a cosmic pond. To the southwest, the Johto region began to take shape around the sacred Mount Silver, its peaks shrouded in perpetual mist and mystery. The Tin Tower, later known as the Bell Tower, rose from the earth in what would become Ecruteak City, its bronze bells capable of calling forth the legendary bird Ho-Oh from its roost in the heavens above. Ho-Oh, the rainbow Pokémon, possesses feathers that shimmer with every color imaginable, each one said to bring happiness to those pure enough to receive such a gift. As it soars through the sky, its wings leave trails of rainbow light that can be seen for miles, inspiring hope and wonder in all who witness its majestic flight. The sacred flames that burn within Ho-Oh's body have the power to resurrect the departed, as demonstrated when it brought new life to 3 Pokémon who perished in a terrible fire, transforming them into the legendary beasts Raikou, Entei, and Suicune. These 3 magnificent creatures embody the elements that both destroyed and renewed their original forms. Raikou, the thunder Pokémon, races across the land faster than lightning itself, its mane crackling with electrical energy that can illuminate the darkest night. Entei, born from the volcanic fury that erupted during the fire, carries within its body the heat of magma, its roar capable of triggering volcanic eruptions across distant mountains. Suicune, the Aurora Pokémon, purifies water wherever it travels, its crystalline mane flowing like the northern winds as it runs across lakes and rivers without disturbing their surface. Adjacent to Johto lies the Kanto region, where the psychic energies of the world began to concentrate in unusual ways. In the depths of what would become Cerulean Cave, Mewtwo would one day be born through human ambition and scientific hubris, but long before that artificial creation, the original Mew danced through the skies above South America, its playful nature and incredible genetic diversity making it the ancestor of all Pokémon species. Mew's DNA contains the genetic information of every Pokémon that has ever existed or ever will exist, making this small pink creature perhaps the most important being in the natural world. Its ability to transform into any Pokémon at will combined with its mastery of every possible technique and ability, marks it as a living repository of evolutionary potential. The jungles where Mew makes its home pulse with life energy, and rare sightings of this elusive creature are considered omens of great fortune. The connection between Kanto and Johto runs deeper than mere geography. The radio waves that broadcast from Lavender Town's tower can reach all the way to Johto's Tin Tower, creating a mysterious link between the resting places of departed Pokémon spirits and the legendary birds that watch over both regions. This invisible network of energy creates currents that influence the migration patterns of countless Pokémon species, drawing them along ancient routes that have existed since the world was young. Far to the north, the Hoenn region began to take shape under the direct influence of the Weather Trio's epic battles. The unique geography of Hoenn, with its perfect balance of land and sea, reflects the eternal struggle between Kyogre and Groudon. The Route 119 Weather Institute stands as humanity's attempt to understand and predict the complex atmospheric patterns that result from these legendary conflicts, though the full scope of their influence remains beyond mortal comprehension. Within the depths of the seafloor cavern and the Cave of Origin, ancient chambers hold the sleeping forms of these primordial titans. The red and blue orbs, crystalline artifacts of immense power, serve as keys to awakening these slumbering giants, though doing so without proper preparation has led to catastrophic consequences throughout history. The very stones that form these caverns vibrate with primal energy, and sensitive individuals report feeling an overwhelming presence even when the legendary Pokémon remain dormant. The Sky Pillar, an ancient tower that stretches impossibly high into the atmosphere, serves as Rayquaza's earthly roost when it descends from the ozone layer. The winds that swirl around this mystical structure are unlike any found elsewhere on Earth, carrying within them traces of cosmic radiation and stellar dust from Rayquaza's journeys through the upper atmosphere. Climbing the Sky Pillar requires not just physical strength, but spiritual preparation, as the thin air and intense atmospheric pressure can overwhelm those who attempt the ascent without proper reverence. As these foundational regions establish their unique characteristics and legendary guardians, the seeds of civilization began to take root. The first humans to encounter Pokémon did so with a mixture of wonder, fear, and respect that would define the relationship between the two species for millennia to come. In ancient Sinnoh, the people learned to work alongside Pokémon, recognizing them not as mere animals, but as partners possessed of intelligence, emotion, and spiritual depth equal to their own. The earliest settlements grew around natural gathering places where multiple Pokémon species would congregate, creating the first Pokémon centers in all but name. These communities developed the fundamental understanding that would later evolve into the modern Pokémon League system, recognizing that the bond between human and Pokémon could transcend species barriers and create relationships of mutual benefit and genuine affection. The ancient peoples of those early settlements developed rituals and ceremonies to honor their Pokémon partners, understanding instinctively that these creatures were far more than simple companions. Archaeological evidence from the deepest layers of Celestic Town reveals stone tablets depicting humans and Pokémon working side by side in harmony, their forms intertwined in patterns that suggest not dominance, but partnership. These earliest civilizations recognized that Pokemon possessed their own forms of wisdom, their own understanding of the natural world that complemented and enhanced human knowledge. The practice of meditation alongside psychic type Pokemon became commonplace as humans discovered that these creatures could share glimpses of their expanded consciousness, offering perspectives that transcended the limitations of human perception. As generations passed, these ancient communities began to notice patterns in the way certain Pokemon would appear during times of crisis or celebration. Chansey would arrive when healing was needed most desperately, their gentle presence bringing comfort to the sick and injured. Alakazam would manifest during pure intelligence, helping to solve problems that seemed insurmountable. These observations led to the development of the first crude understanding of Pokemon types and their inherent characteristics, though the full complexity of the type system would not be understood for many centuries to come. The migration of human populations across the regions followed paths that were deeply influenced by Pokemon behavior. Early explorers learned to read the movements of flying-type Pokemon to predict weather patterns, following Pidgeot flocks to find favorable winds, and avoiding areas where Fearow circled ominously. The seasonal movements of Pokemon became the calendar by which these ancient peoples lived, marking time not by arbitrary numbers, but by the natural rhythms of the creatures that shared their world. When the Butterfree began their great migration, communities knew that spring had truly arrived. When the Ursaring retreated to their caves, preparations for winter began in earnest. The development of the first Pokemon Leagues emerged from these natural patterns of cooperation and mutual respect. What began as informal gatherings where trainers would share knowledge and test their skills gradually evolved into more structured competitions. The earliest league champions were not conquerors or masters, but individuals who had achieved such perfect harmony with their Pokemon partners that they served as examples for others to follow. These champions became the keepers of ancient wisdom, preserving knowledge about legendary Pokemon, rare techniques, and the deepest mysteries of the bond between human and Pokemon. The establishment of gym systems in each region reflected the unique characteristics and challenges that defined those areas. In Kanto, the gyms were built around the fundamental understanding of type advantages and the basic principles of Pokemon training. Brock's pewter gym, carved from the living rock of the mountains, taught trainers about the steadfast nature of rock-type Pokemon and the importance of building strong defensive foundations. Misty's Cerulean Gym, with its flowing pools and graceful water types, emphasized the fluid nature of battle and the need to adapt like water to any container. The Johto gyms built upon these foundations while incorporating the region's deep connection to tradition and the natural cycles of growth and renewal. Faulkner's Violet Gym, perched high above the city, celebrated the freedom and perspective that came with flying-type Pokemon, while Bugsy's Azalea Gym honored the often overlooked bug types that played such crucial roles in the ecosystem. The Ilex Forest, with its mysterious shrine and the guardian Celebi that occasionally appeared there, became a place of pilgrimage for trainers seeking to understand the deeper connections between past, present, and future. Hoenn's gym system reflected the region's dynamic relationship with natural forces and the constant interplay between land and sea. Norman's Petalburg Gym focused on the versatility of normal-type Pokémon, teaching trainers that power could be found in adaptability rather than specialization. Flannery's Lava Ridge Gym, built near the active volcanic vents, demonstrated the raw power and passionate nature of fire types, while Wallace's Sutopolis Gym, nestled within the crater of an ancient volcano now filled with pristine water, showcased the elegant beauty and fluid grace of water-type Pokémon. The Elite Four of each region represented the pinnacle of specialized training, masters who had devoted their lives to understanding particular types or battle strategies. These individuals served not just as challenges for aspiring champions, but as guardians of specialized knowledge, each maintaining libraries of techniques, breeding records, and battle strategies that had been refined over generations. Their chambers within the League buildings were designed as shrines to their chosen specialties, environments that brought out the very best in both trainer and Pokémon. The development of Pokémon storage and transfer systems revolutionized the way trainers could work with their partners across vast distances. Professor Oak's early experiments with digitization technology, building upon ancient techniques for storing Pokémon in specially prepared Pokeballs, led to the creation of the PC system that would eventually connect all regions. This breakthrough allowed trainers to maintain relationships with far more Pokémon than they could physically carry, creating extended families of partners that could be called upon when needed. The breeding centers that emerged in each region became crucial hubs for understanding Pokémon genetics and the mysterious process by which these creatures reproduced and passed on their abilities to their offspring. The daycare facilities, often run by elderly couples who had spent decades observing Pokémon behavior, accumulated vast stores of knowledge about compatibility, egg groups, and the inheritance of moves and abilities. Thus centers became meeting places for serious breeders and researchers, sharing discoveries about hidden abilities, unusual move combinations, and the complex factors that determined a Pokémon's individual characteristics. Trade networks developed along the routes between regions, facilitating not just the exchange of Pokémon, but the sharing of knowledge and techniques. Certain Pokémon that were common in one region but rare in another became valuable trade commodities. But more importantly, these exchanges allowed trainers to experience different training philosophies and battle styles. A Kanto trainer working with a Hoenn-bred Pokémon would need to adapt their techniques to accommodate different instincts and behavioral patterns, leading to innovation and growth for both trainer and Pokémon. The contest system that flourished particularly in Hoenn brought an entirely different dimension to human-Pokémon relationships, focusing not on battle prowess, but on beauty, grace, and the artistic expression of a Pokémon's natural abilities. Contest halls became theaters where the partnership between human and Pokémon was displayed as performance art, celebrating the aesthetic qualities that made each species unique. The development of Pokeblocks and other enhancement treats allowed trainers to bring out specific qualities in their Pokémon, emphasizing particular aspects of their nature while maintaining their overall health and happiness. Research facilities in each region began to specialize in different aspects of Pokémon study, creating a network of scientific knowledge that spanned the entire world. The laboratories in Pallet Town focused on fundamental biology and behavior, while facilities in other regions delved into more specialized fields. The study of Pokemon evolution became a particular focus as researchers worked to understand the triggers and mechanisms that allowed these creatures to transform so dramatically while retaining their core identity and memories. The phenomenon of evolution itself remained one of the most profound mysteries in the Pokemon world, a process that seemed to defy conventional understanding of biological development. Unlike the gradual changes observed in other creatures, Pokemon evolution occurred in brilliant flashes of light, transforming beings entirely in moments that seemed to exist outside normal time. Researchers documented countless variations in evolutionary triggers, from the simple accumulation of experience and growth to exposure to specific stones radiating ancient energies, from the deep bonds of friendship and trust to the precise conditions of time, location, and emotional state. Some Pokemon required trade with other trainers to evolve, suggesting that the act of forming new bonds and experiencing separation could catalyze transformation. Others needed to be held items imbued with particular energies, or to learn specific moves that unlocked latent potential within their genetic structure. The evolutionary stones themselves became objects of intense study, their crystalline structures containing concentrated elemental forces that resonated with certain Pokemon species. Firestones pulsed with inner warmth that could awaken dormant flame abilities, while waterstones held the essence of flowing rivers and deep ocean currents. Thunderstones crackled with electrical potential, and leaf stones carried the life force of ancient forests. The discovery that these stones formed naturally in specific geological conditions led to the mapping of stone deposits across regions, revealing patterns that suggested the planet itself played a role in Pokemon development. Moonstones, appearing only under certain lunar conditions, hinted at cosmic influences that extended far beyond the world's surface. The study of Pokemon genetics revealed layers of complexity that challenged traditional scientific understanding. Each Pokemon carried not just the standard genetic information found in other living creatures, but additional structures that seemed to interface directly with the elemental forces permeating the world. These genetic markers determined not just physical characteristics, but elemental affinities, move potential, and evolutionary pathways. The discovery of hidden abilities, traits that appeared only in certain individuals of a species, suggested that Pokemon genetics contained vast reservoirs of unused potential, activated by environmental factors or random genetic expression. Some researchers theorized that these hidden abilities represented evolutionary experiments, nature testing new adaptations that might become standard in future generations. Breeding programs across the regions became sophisticated operations that combined scientific rigor with intuitive understanding of Pokemon nature. The egg groups that classified Pokemon compatibility revealed ancient relationships between species that might otherwise seem unrelated. The discovery that certain moves could be passed from parent to offspring through genetic inheritance opened new possibilities for creating Pokemon with unique combinations of abilities. Patient breeders learned to work with these genetic patterns, spending months or even years developing bloodlines that express desired traits while maintaining the health and happiness of their Pokémon partners. The role of individual variation in Pokémon became increasingly apparent as training methods grew more sophisticated. Each Pokémon, even within the same species, displayed unique personality traits, preferences, and aptitudes that influenced their development. Some Pikachu showed exceptional speed but limited endurance, while others demonstrated remarkable defensive capabilities. These individual differences meant that successful training required not just knowledge of species characteristics, but deep understanding of each particular Pokemon's nature. The most successful trainers learned to observe subtle behavioral cues, dietary preferences, sleep patterns, and social tendencies that revealed their Pokemon's individual strengths and needs. Regional variations in the same species provided fascinating insights into adaptation and environmental influence. Pokemon that had lived in different climates or terrains for generations developed distinct characteristics while remaining fundamentally the same species. These regional forms, as they came to be known, demonstrated the remarkable plasticity of Pokemon biology, their ability to adapt to new environments while maintaining their core identity. A Vulpix from the snowy regions developed ice abilities and pristine white fur, while its counterparts in warmer climates retained their traditional fire typing and red coloration. These adaptations occurred over many generations, suggesting that Pokemon possessed accelerated evolutionary mechanisms that allowed rapid response to environmental pressures. The discovery of Mega Evolution added another layer of complexity to the understanding of Pokemon transformation. This temporary evolutionary state, triggered by the deep bond between trainer and Pokemon combined with specific stones and keystones, suggested that evolution was not always a permanent one-way process. During Mega Evolution, Pokemon accessed power levels that seemed to transcend their normal capabilities, their forms shifting dramatically while their consciousness remained intact. The energy requirements for this process were enormous, limiting its duration and frequency, but the implications were profound. If Pokemon could temporarily access these heightened states, what other evolutionary potentials remained locked within their genetic structures? The study of legendary and mythical Pokemon provided glimpses into the fundamental forces that shaped the Pokémon world. These extraordinary beings seemed to exist at the intersection of the physical and metaphysical, embodying concepts like time, space, emotion, and natural forces. Their presence in the world suggested that consciousness itself played a role in shaping reality, that the thoughts and feelings of sufficiently powerful beings could influence the fabric of existence. The legendary Pokémon associated with creation myths hinted at origins that extended beyond conventional evolution, suggesting that some Pokémon might have emerged directly from the elemental forces that formed the world itself. Research into psychic-type Pokémon revealed the existence of mental abilities that operated according to principles not yet fully understood by conventional science. These Pokémon could manipulate objects with thought alone, communicate telepathically across vast distances, and in some cases, perceive events across time. The study of their abilities led to new understanding of consciousness and the relationship between mind and physical reality. Some psychic Pokémon demonstrated precognitive abilities, sensing future events with varying degrees of accuracy, while others could access memories and knowledge from the past. These capabilities suggested that time itself might be more fluid than traditionally believed, at least for beings with sufficient psychic sensitivity. The ghost-type Pokémon presented perhaps the most challenging questions about the nature of existence and consciousness in the Pokémon world. These beings seem to exist partially outside normal physical reality, able to phase through solid objects and manipulate spiritual energies. Their presence implied the existence of dimensions or states of being beyond the physical world, realms where consciousness could persist even after the dissolution of physical form. The study of ghost-type Pokémon led to philosophical questions about the nature of identity and continuity of consciousness that extended far beyond simple biological research. As understanding of Pokémon deepened, it became clear that these creatures represented something far more complex than advanced animals or even sentient beings. They seemed to embody the living intersection of consciousness, elemental force, and biological form, existing as bridges between the physical and metaphysical aspects of reality. Their ability to form deep emotional bonds with humans and other Pokémon, combined with their extraordinary abilities and evolutionary potential, suggested that they might represent a form of life fundamentally different from anything else known to exist. The partnership between humans and Pokémon began to appear less like domestication or training and more like a collaborative evolution, two different forms of consciousness working together to explore the possibilities inherent in their shared world. The collaborative relationship between humans and Pokémon gradually revealed layers of complexity that extended far beyond simple companionship or mutual benefit. As generations passed, researchers began to document phenomena that suggested the bond itself was causing subtle changes in both species. Humans who spent extended periods working closely with Pokémon often developed heightened intuitive abilities, enhanced empathy, and occasionally even minor psychic sensitivities. These changes appeared to be more than learned behaviors or psychological adaptations, manifesting as genuine alterations in cognitive capacity and sensory perception. The Pokémon, in turn, seemed to develop more sophisticated emotional intelligence and problem-solving abilities when partnered with humans, their natural instincts becoming refined and expanded through the collaborative relationship. The concept of synchronization between trainer and Pokémon emerged from careful observation of successful partnerships across all regions. This phenomenon went beyond simple communication or mutual understanding, representing a state where the consciousness of human and Pokémon seemed to partially merge during moments of intense cooperation. Trainers reported experiencing glimpses of their Pokémon's sensory world, feeling echoes of their partner's emotions, and occasionally sharing flashes of intuitive knowledge about battle strategies or environmental conditions. The Pokémon appeared to experience similar crossover effects, sometimes displaying knowledge or reactions that seemed to originate from their human partners' experiences rather than their own direct observation. These synchronization events became more frequent and pronounced in regions where the barrier between the physical and spiritual worlds was naturally thin. Areas with high concentrations of psychic or ghost-type Pokémon, locations near legendary Pokémon habitats, and sites of significant historical or emotional importance all seem to facilitate deeper connections between human and Pokémon consciousness. The ancient ruins scattered throughout various regions often contained artwork and inscriptions depicting humans and Pokémon in states of apparent mental fusion, suggesting that this phenomenon had been recognized and perhaps cultivated by earlier civilizations. The study of mega evolution provided crucial insights into the mechanics of human Pokémon synchronization. This temporary transformation required not just the presence of specific stones and accessories, but a level of emotional and spiritual harmony between trainer and Pokémon that could only be achieved through deep mutual trust and understanding. During Mega Evolution, the Pokemon's form changed dramatically, often incorporating elements that seemed to reflect their trainer's personality, fighting style, or emotional state. The process appeared to draw energy not just from the Mega Stone itself, but from the bond between the partners, suggesting that their connection had become a tangible source of power that could manifest as physical transformation. Regional variations in how mega evolution manifested provided evidence for the influence of local environmental and cultural factors on the human Pokémon bond. In Kalos, where the phenomenon was first widely studied, mega evolution often emphasized elegance and artistic expression, reflecting the region's cultural values. In Hoenn, transformations frequently enhanced the Pokemon's connection to natural elements, aligning with the region's focus on environmental harmony. These variations suggested that the collective consciousness and cultural attitudes of human populations could influence the way Pokemon abilities developed and expressed themselves. The discovery of Z moves in the Alola region revealed another dimension of human-Pokemon collaboration that challenged conventional understanding of energy and consciousness. These powerful techniques required perfect synchronization between trainer and Pokemon, channeling both participants' spiritual energy through crystalline focuses that seem to amplify and direct their combined intent. The Z crystals themselves appeared to be formed through processes that involved both geological forces and concentrated emotional or psychic energy, creating physical objects that served as bridges between consciousness and elemental power. Each type of Z crystal resonated with specific emotional frequencies, requiring trainers and Pokemon to achieve particular mental states to access their full potential. The ritual aspects of Z move activation provided insights into the spiritual dimensions of the human-Pokemon bond. The specific poses and movements required for each Z move were not arbitrary gestures, but carefully developed techniques for focusing and directing consciousness. These movements often incorporated elements drawn from traditional Alolan spiritual practices, suggesting that the island's indigenous population had developed sophisticated understanding of the relationship between physical action, mental focus, and spiritual energy long before modern scientific study began. The totem Pokemon system in Alola further demonstrated how environmental and spiritual factors could enhance Pokemon abilities, with certain individuals gaining increased power and size through their connection to specific locations and their role as guardians of natural balance. Dynamax and Gigantamax phenomena in the Galar region presented yet another variation on the theme of consciousness-driven transformation. The power spots scattered throughout Galar seemed to tap into an underlying energy field that responded to the intensity of emotion and will between trainer and Pokemon partnerships. Unlike Mega Evolution, which required specific genetic compatibility and stone resonance, or Z moves, which demanded precise ritual synchronization, Dynamax appeared to be accessible to any Pokemon whose bond with their trainer was sufficiently strong. The temporary gigantic transformations were accompanied by increases, not just in size and power, but in the clarity and intensity of the emotional connection between partners. Gigantamax forms, available to certain individual Pokemon with specific genetic markers, represented the most dramatic expression of how consciousness could reshape physical reality. These transformations went beyond simple size increases, fundamentally altering the Pokemon's appearance and abilities in ways that often reflected symbolic or archetypal concepts rather than purely biological changes. A Gigantamax Pokemon might take on the appearance of a building, a natural landmark, or an abstract representation of their essential nature, suggesting that at sufficient levels of power and consciousness integration, the distinction between literal and symbolic reality began to break down. The energy source powering these various phenomena remained partially mysterious, though research suggested it originated from the same fundamental forces that created legendary Pokemon and shaped the world itself. This energy appeared to be neither purely physical nor purely mental, but something that existed at the intersection of consciousness and material reality. It could be focused and directed through emotional bonds, crystalline focuses, and specific locations, but its ultimate source seemed to be the living connection between different forms of consciousness working in harmony toward shared goals. The implications of these discoveries extended far beyond the realm of Pokemon training and into fundamental questions about the nature of consciousness, reality, and evolution. The human-Pokemon bond appeared to be facilitating a form of collaborative evolution that was creating new possibilities for both species. Humans were developing enhanced intuitive and empathic abilities, while Pokemon were gaining increased emotional sophistication and adaptability. Together, they were learning to access and direct forces that operated according to principles that transcended conventional physical laws, suggesting that consciousness itself might be a fundamental force in the universe, capable of shaping reality when properly focused and applied. The various regions of the Pokémon world each contributed unique perspectives and discoveries to this growing understanding, their different environments and cultures providing natural laboratories for exploring different aspects of consciousness and its relationship to physical reality. As communication and travel between regions increased, researchers began to see patterns and connections that suggested all these phenomena were expressions of the same underlying principles, variations on a theme of consciousness-driven reality manipulation that might represent the next stage in the evolution of both human and Pokemon species. The ancient civilizations that first documented these consciousness-reality interactions left behind artifacts and ruins that continue to reveal new insights about the fundamental nature of the Pokémon world. In the depths beneath Sinnoh's Mount Coronet, archaeological expeditions have uncovered temple complexes that predate known history by thousands of years, their walls adorned with murals depicting humans and Pokémon engaged in collaborative rituals that appear to have been designed to harmonize with the planet's natural energy flows. These ancient peoples seem to understand intuitively what modern science was only beginning to rediscover, that consciousness and physical reality existed in a state of dynamic interaction where focused intention could produce measurable changes in the material world. The murals show figures working alongside Pokemon to channel energy through crystalline formations that bear striking resemblances to the Dynamax crystals found in Galar, suggesting that the technology and understanding necessary for these transformations existed in some form across multiple ancient cultures. Carbon dating of organic materials found within these sites indicates that similar practices were being developed simultaneously across different continents, pointing toward either extensive ancient trade networks or the independent discovery of universal principles governing consciousness and reality manipulation. The consistency of symbolic representations across these geographically separated sites suggests the latter, implying that certain fundamental truths about the nature of existence were accessible to any sufficiently developed civilization willing to explore the deeper connections between mind and matter. In the Johto region, the ruins beneath the ruins of Alph contain chambers filled with crystalline formations that still resonate with faint energy signatures, their geometric patterns matching mathematical sequences that modern researchers recognize as describing quantum field fluctuations. The unknown that inhabit these ruins appear to be living embodiments of these same mathematical principles, their various forms corresponding to symbols that can be combined to create reality-altering effects when properly understood and applied. The discovery that Yun-On could be found in similar ruins across multiple regions suggested that these symbol creatures might serve as a kind of universal language, a way for consciousness to interface directly with the fundamental information structures that underlie physical reality. The relationship between ancient knowledge and modern discoveries became particularly evident in studies of legendary Pokémon behavior patterns. These extraordinary beings seem to operate according to principles that transcended normal biological limitations, their actions often appearing to respond to abstract concepts like balance, harmony, and justice rather than simple survival instincts. Rayquaza's periodic interventions in atmospheric disturbances, for instance, followed patterns that suggested an awareness of global weather systems and their long-term implications for planetary stability. Similarly, Celebi's time-traveling abilities appeared to be guided by an understanding of temporal causality that prevented paradoxes while allowing for necessary interventions in historical events. Research teams studying these patterns began to develop theoretical frameworks suggesting that legendary Pokémon might function as conscious expressions of natural laws, living embodiments of the principles that governed their respective domains. This would explain their seemingly unlimited lifespans, their ability to appear and disappear at will, and their tendency to intervene in situations that threaten the fundamental balance of their areas of influence. Rather than being simply very powerful Pokémon, they might represent something closer to conscious aspects of the planet's own awareness, manifestations of Gaia-like planetary consciousness that had evolved the ability to take physical form when necessary. This perspective helped explain why legendary Pokémon often seemed to evaluate potential trainers based on character and intention rather than simple strength or skill. Stories consistently described these encounters as tests of moral character, with the legendary Pokémon somehow able to perceive the deeper motivations and potential consequences of forming a partnership with a particular individual. The few trainers who had successfully formed lasting bonds with legendary Pokémon reported experiences that went far beyond normal trainer Pokémon relationships, describing states of expanded consciousness where they could perceive environmental connections and energy flows that remained invisible to ordinary awareness. The study of these expanded states of consciousness became a significant area of research as scientists attempted to understand how human awareness could be enhanced through Pokémon partnerships. Brain imaging studies of experienced trainers revealed measurable differences in neural activity patterns, particularly in areas associated with intuition, pattern recognition, and emotional processing. Long-term trainers showed increased connectivity between brain hemispheres and enhanced activity in regions linked to empathic awareness and environmental sensitivity. These changes appeared to develop gradually over years of close partnership with Pokémon, suggesting that the consciousness expanding effects of the human-Pokémon bond were cumulative and permanent. The implications of these findings extended into educational and therapeutic applications as programs were developed to help individuals develop enhanced intuitive and empathic abilities through structured Pokémon interactions. Children who grew up with Pokémon partners showed accelerated development in areas of emotional intelligence, creative problem solving, and environmental awareness. Adults who began working with Pokémon later in life reported improvements in stress management, emotional regulation, and overall life satisfaction. The therapeutic applications seemed particularly promising for individuals dealing with anxiety, depression, and social isolation, as the non-judgmental acceptance and emotional support provided by Pokémon partners created safe spaces for healing and personal growth. These developments contributed to a growing understanding that the Pokémon world represented something unique in the universe, a planetary ecosystem where consciousness itself had become a measurable and manipulable force. The energy fields that enabled Pokémon abilities, Mega Evolution, Z moves, and similar phenomena appeared to be expressions of a kind of planetary nervous system, a global network of consciousness-responsive energy that could be accessed and directed through proper training and emotional development. This system seemed to reward cooperation, empathy, and harmonious relationships while remaining largely inaccessible to those motivated by selfish or destructive intentions. The regional variations in how these forces manifested reflected different aspects of the same underlying system. Kalos's Mega Evolution emphasized the deepening of existing bonds and the unlocking of hidden potential through trust and understanding. Alola's Z moves focused on the expression of shared intention and the channeling of natural forces through collaborative effort. Galar's Dynamax phenomenon demonstrated how consciousness could temporarily reshape physical reality through focused will and emotional intensity. Each region's unique approach provided insights into different aspects of consciousness-reality interaction, contributing to a growing body of knowledge about the fundamental nature of existence in the Pokémon world. As researchers continued to map these connections and explore their implications, they began to recognize that the Pokémon world might represent an evolutionary step toward a new kind of existence, where the traditional boundaries between mind and matter, individual and environment, self and other, were becoming increasingly fluid and permeable. The human Pokémon partnership appeared to be facilitating this transition, creating hybrid forms of consciousness that transcended the limitations of either species alone. In this emerging reality, consciousness was not merely an emergent property of complex neural networks, but a fundamental force capable of directly influencing the structure and behavior of physical reality through focused intention and emotional resonance. This profound philosophical shift, though perhaps subtle in its everyday manifestations, began to reshape the very fabric of society. The concept of individual achievement, while still valued, slowly yielded to a greater emphasis on collaborative endeavor and shared consciousness. Education systems increasingly incorporated curriculum elements designed to foster deeper bonds with Pokémon partners, recognizing them not just as companions or tools, but as essential co-creators of reality. Children were taught from a young age how to attune themselves to their Pokemon's energetic signatures, how to co-regulate emotions, and how to harness their combined intentions to manifest desired outcomes, whether that be a bountiful harvest, a gentle rain, or a particularly vibrant burst of flowers in a garden. The concept of training a Pokemon evolved beyond mere battle strategy. It encompassed a holistic approach to mutual growth, where human and Pokemon learned from each other, constantly expanding their shared understandings of the world and their place within it. The legal and ethical frameworks within society also underwent significant transformations. The rights and protections afforded to Pokemon became increasingly robust, reflecting their recognized status as sentient beings with complex emotional lives and contributions to society. Laws were enacted to prevent the exploitation of Pokemon for purely utilitarian purposes, emphasizing their inherent worth and the reciprocal nature of the human-Pokemon bond. Pokemon centers, once primarily facilities for physical healing, broadened their scope to include emotional and psychological support for both Pokemon and their human companions, recognizing the deep interconnectedness of their well-being. Therapists specialized in interspecies communication and conflict resolution, helping to navigate the nuances of these complex relationships. Economically, the world also began to shift. Industries that relied on brute force or purely mechanical processes found themselves either adapting to incorporate Pokemon-assisted methods or slowly fading into obsolescence. Agricultural practices became highly sophisticated, utilizing various grass-type and water-type Pokemon to optimize growth, manage pests, and even influence weather patterns on a localized scale, ensuring sustainable and abundant food production. Construction projects employed Machamp and Conkeldurr, not merely for their strength, but for their ability to sense the structural integrity of materials and direct energy to reinforce them. Energy generation began to tap into the natural phenomena influenced by electric type and fire type Pokemon, creating clean and efficient power sources that caused minimal environmental impact. The very concept of labor began to redefine itself, moving away from repetitive, arduous tasks towards more creative, supervisory, and interspecies collaborative roles. This pervasive integration of Pokémon into every aspect of life led to a remarkable flourishing of culture and art. Painters found new palettes in the vibrant energy signatures of Pokémon. Musicians composed symphonies that echoed the frequencies of various Pokémon cries, and architects designed structures that harmonized with the natural flow of energy in the environment, often incorporating features that allowed Pokémon to move freely throughout buildings and public spaces. Festivals and celebrations became even more elaborate, featuring synchronized displays of Pokémon abilities, communal Z moves, and even mass Dynamax events that transformed landscapes into temporary arenas of light and sound, all orchestrated through the collective consciousness of participants. These events weren't just spectacles, they were acts of communal intention, strengthening social bonds and reaffirming the interconnectedness of all living things. However, this idyllic vision was not without its shadows. The very power that enabled such advancements also presented potential for misuse. Individuals or groups driven by greed, control, or destructive ideologies could, theoretically, harness these planetary energies for nefarious purposes. This led to the emergence of specialized organizations and trained individuals dedicated to safeguarding the delicate balance of the world. Those guardians of balance, often working discreetly, monitored for any signs of imbalance or manipulation of these fundamental forces. They understood that the integrity of the planet's consciousness-responsive energy system was paramount, and any attempt to sever or improperly redirect it could have catastrophic consequences, potentially unraveling the very fabric of reality. The legacy of ancient civilizations, as uncovered through archaeological expeditions across various regions, often spoke of similar periods of profound power and subsequent cautionary tales. Ruins in Sinnoh hinted at the destructive potential of Palkia and Dialga's powers, if not properly respected as imbalanced. Lore from Hoenn whispered of the cataclysmic clashes between Groudon and Kyogre, forces of creation and destruction held in check only by the intervention of Rayquaza, a being deeply attuned to the planet's atmospheric energies. These historical accounts served as constant reminders that while immense power was accessible, it came with immense responsibility. They underscored the importance of humility, respect for nature, and a deep understanding of the consequences of one's actions within this interconnected system. The various regions, while sharing this fundamental understanding of the world's energetic nature, continued to develop their unique cultural expressions of it. Take the serene and deeply spiritual regions like Johto, where the balance between life and death, light and shadow, was revered through the legends of Ho-Oh and Lugia. Their wisdom emphasized the cyclical nature of existence and the importance of inner peace as a prerequisite for harmonious interaction with the world's energies. The ancient towers and sacred bells found throughout Johto were not merely architectural marvels, they were conduits designed to resonate with specific frequencies that could calm turbulent energies or invite benevolent ones. Their practitioners, often referred to as sages or monks, spent their lives cultivating a profound inner stillness, allowing them to perceive and gently influence the subtle energetic currents that permeated all things. Contrast this with the more rugged and pioneering spirit of regions like Unova, a melting pot of diverse cultures and ambitious endeavors. Here, The focus was often on harnessing the available energies to push the boundaries of technology and innovation, albeit always with an underlying respect for the natural world. The legends of Reshiram, Zekrom, and Kyurem spoke of ideals and truths and the powerful, sometimes chaotic, forces that shaped progress. Unovan scientists, while embracing modern scientific methods, often collaborated with Pokemon specialists to understand how to integrate natural energy flows into their technological designs, creating systems that were both highly efficient and environmentally sustainable. Their architecture often reached skyward, symbolizing their aspirations, yet their foundations remained deeply connected to the earth, reflecting their understanding that true progress was rooted in balance. Even in regions like Galar, with its industrial heritage and emphasis on competition, the underlying philosophy of interconnectedness was present, albeit expressed through a different lens. The Dynamax phenomenon, a dramatic display of physical manifestation of focused will, could be seen as a celebration of individual and collective strength, but it was always understood to be temporary and reliant on the energy emanating from the Galar particles deep within the earth. The Galar region's history with the Darkest Day, an ancient cataclysm caused by uncontrolled Dynamax energy, served as a potent reminder of the need for responsible stewardship of these powers. Their competitive spirit, in its purest form, was about pushing boundaries and refining one's connection with their Pokemon, not for domination, but for mutual growth and the joyous expression of shared potential. As the understanding of these planetary systems grew, so too did the awareness of the cosmos beyond. Researchers began to theorize about the origins of this unique consciousness-responsive energy, wondering if it was an inherent property of the planet or if it had been seeded by external forces. The existence of legendary Pokemon like Deoxys, a being from outer space, and the mythical Ultra Beasts, creatures from other dimensions, hinted at a much larger, multi-dimensional reality. These discoveries sparked new fields of xenolinguistics and interdimensional physics as scientists attempted to understand the fundamental laws governing these phenomena and how they might connect to the unique energetic properties of the Pokémon world. The lines between what was considered natural and supernatural continued to blur as previously inexplicable events began to be understood through the lens of advanced energetic interaction. The exploration of these cosmic connections led to further insights into the nature of consciousness itself. It was no longer simply a biological phenomenon confined to organisms, but a fundamental force that permeated the universe, capable of interacting with and shaping physical reality. The Pokémon World, with its dense concentration of consciousness-responsive energy, appeared to be a unique node in this cosmic network, a place where these interactions were particularly pronounced and accessible. This realization instilled a profound sense of wonder and responsibility, reminding everyone that their actions, thoughts, and emotions had ripples far beyond their immediate perception, influencing not just their local environment, but potentially resonating with the very fabric of existence across the cosmos. The journey of understanding was far from over. It was an ever-expanding horizon of discovery, limited only by the imagination and collective intention of those who inhabited this extraordinary world. This ongoing quest for knowledge, this relentless pursuit of understanding the universe, eventually led to a critical re-examination of the very concept of time and space within the Pokémon world. For generations, the flow of time had been perceived as linear, an unwavering progression from past to present to future. Space, too, was largely understood through a three-dimensional lens, albeit with the occasional distortion or pocket dimension. However, the discovery and deeper study of legendary Pokémon like Dialga and Palkia, the deities said to govern time and space respectively, began to unravel these long-held assumptions. Their very existence implied a more fluid, perhaps even malleable reality than previously imagined. Dialga, with its power to warp and control time, suggested that the past was not merely a fixed historical record, but a dimension that could, theoretically, be revisited or even altered. Palkia, through its dominion over space, hinted at the possibility of folding dimensions, traversing vast distances instantaneously, or even creating entirely new spatial constructs. These were not mere mythical tales, but observations of immense power that defied conventional physics. The Distortion world, a bizarre inverted dimension ruled by Giratina, further complicated these understandings. It was a place where the laws of physics as understood in the normal world were completely inverted, a realm of antimatter and paradox. This realm, often perceived as a shadowy reflection of the real world, served as a crucial piece of the cosmic puzzle, suggesting that reality itself was far more multifaceted and complex than a simple, singular universe. The implications of these discoveries were profound. If time could be manipulated, what did that mean for destiny, for free will, for the very concept of cause and effect? If space could be bent, what did that imply for the boundaries of the known world, for the possibility of reaching other planets or even other universes? These questions, once confined to philosophical musings, now became subjects of intense scientific inquiry. Researchers began to explore the energetic signatures of these legendary Pokémon, attempting to understand the fundamental forces that allowed them to wield such incredible power. They theorized that the consciousness-responsive energy, so prevalent in the Pokémon world, might be the very medium through which these reality-bending abilities were manifested. Perhaps it was not merely a question of raw power, but of a profound innate connection to the underlying fabric of existence, a connection that allowed these legendary beings to interact directly with the fundamental laws of the cosmos. This shift in understanding also led to a renewed appreciation for ancient myths and legends. What were once dismissed as fanciful stories now began to be re-examined as potential historical accounts, albeit filtered through the lens of early human understanding. The tales of creation, of the forging of the world by Arceus, the alpha Pokémon, began to take on a new significance. If Dialga and Palkia could manipulate time and space, and Giratina could preside over a dimension of antimatter, then the existence of a being capable of creating them all, of shaping the very universe, no longer seemed so far-fetched. The plates, ancient artifacts imbued with the essence of different types of Pokémon and said to be fragments of Arceus itself, became objects of intense study, believed to hold clues to the fundamental building blocks of reality. The concept of ultimate energy also gained prominence in these discussions. It was theorized that the consciousness-responsive energy, the Galar particles, the life energy of the planet, all these seemingly disparate phenomena were merely different manifestations of a single, underlying universal force. This ultimate energy was believed to be the source of all life, all power, and all creation within the Pokémon world. Understanding and harnessing this energy became the holy grail of scientific and spiritual pursuit. This era of expanded cosmic awareness also brought with it a deeper understanding of the ecological balance of the planet. The interconnectedness of all living things, from the smallest grubbin to the mightiest Groudon, was no longer just a poetic notion, but a scientifically demonstrable fact. The various legendary Pokémon associated with natural phenomena, Groudon and Kyogre, representing land and sea, Rayquaza, the guardian of the ozone layer, Xerneas and Yveltal, embodying life and destruction, were recognized not just as powerful beings, but as crucial components of the planet's intricate energetic system. Their actions, their very presence, had a profound impact on the environment, and understanding their roles became vital for maintaining planetary harmony. The study of ecosystems evolved, moving beyond mere observation of flora and fauna to a holistic understanding of energetic flows and conscious interactions. It was understood that the health of the Pokémon world was directly tied to the collective consciousness of its inhabitants, both human and Pokémon. Negative emotions, unchecked aggression, and environmental degradation were seen not just as local problems, but as disruptions to the ultimate energy flow, potentially leading to widespread imbalance and even catastrophic events, such as the aforementioned Darkest Day. Conversely, positive emotions, cooperation, and respect for nature were understood to contribute to the planet's vitality and well-being. This realization fostered a new era of environmental stewardship, one that was deeply rooted in an understanding of the energetic and conscious connections that bound all life together. Conservation efforts became more sophisticated, focusing not just on protecting individual species or habitats, but on preserving the intricate energetic webs that supported entire ecosystems. The creation of protected areas, like the Glimwood Tangle, places where natural energy flowed freely and ancient Pokémon thrived, became paramount. These were not just sanctuaries for endangered species, but vital nodes within the planet's energetic network, crucial for maintaining the overall balance. The ancient practice of understanding and communicating with Pokémon through empathy and shared consciousness, once dismissed as primitive, was now recognized as a sophisticated form of interspecies energetic communication. Trainers who forged deep bonds with their Pokémon were not just building companionship, they were engaging in a profound exchange of consciousness, a mutual amplification of their innate energetic abilities. This explained the seemingly miraculous feats that strong trainer Pokémon teams could achieve, from overcoming seemingly insurmountable odds to even influencing local weather patterns. Their combined consciousness, amplified by their bond, could temporarily tap into and manipulate the ultimate energy of the world. The concept of evolution, too, took on new layers of meaning. Beyond the biological changes observed through a Pokémon's growth, there was an understanding of energetic and conscious evolution. A Pokémon's evolution was not just a physical transformation, but a deepening of its connection to the ultimate energy, an expansion of its conscious awareness, and an unlocking of its full potential. This explained the dramatic power surges and unique abilities that often accompanied evolution. It was a testament to the idea that growth, in the Pokémon world, was a multidimensional process encompassing both the physical and the energetic. Furthermore, the existence of regional variants, Pokemon that had adapted to different environments and evolved unique forms and abilities, provided further evidence of the dynamic interplay between consciousness, environment, and ultimate energy. These variations were not simply random mutations, but conscious adaptations to specific energetic landscapes, a testament to the incredible plasticity of life in the Pokemon world. Each regional variant told a story of adaptation, survival, and the intricate dance between a species and its unique energetic niche. The exploration of these concepts also led to deeper inquiries into the nature of human consciousness itself. If Pokemon possess such profound energetic and conscious abilities, what about humans? It was theorized that humans, too, possessed an innate connection to the ultimate energy, albeit one that was often dormant or underdeveloped compared to Pokemon. The training of Pokemon was seen not just as a means to battle, but as a path to awakening this dormant potential within humans, to fostering a deeper connection with the energetic fabric of the world, and to developing a more profound sense of empathy and awareness. The journey of a Pokemon trainer, therefore, was not just about collecting Pokemon or winning battles, but about self-discovery, about expanding one's own consciousness, and about learning to live in harmony with the profound energetic reality of their world. The Pokemon world, in its entirety, was revealed to be a grand, intricate tapestry woven from consciousness, energy, and the boundless potential of life. Each region, with its unique phenomena and legendary inhabitants, represented a different thread in this tapestry, a different facet of the ultimate energy expressed in various forms. From the ancient spiritual energies of Sinnoh and Hisui to the life-giving vitality of Kalos, the cosmic influences of Hoenn, the consciousness-amplifying properties of Alola, the deep earth energies of Galar, and the foundational energetic properties of Kanto and Johto, every corner of this world contributed to a holistic understanding of a universe far more interconnected and profoundly alive than anyone had ever initially imagined. The quest for knowledge continued, an infinite journey into the heart of existence, guided by the gentle hum of ultimate energy and the boundless wonder of the Pokemon world. And so, with these foundational understandings slowly coming into focus, the attention of researchers and curious minds began to turn more specifically to the individual threads of this grand tapestry, the regions themselves, each a unique expression of the ultimate energy, each holding secrets and stories waiting to be unveiled. Let us drift back, for a moment, to the very beginnings of recorded Pokemon history, to the regions of Kanto and Johto. These lands, often considered the cradle of modern Pokemon civilization, were not merely geographically adjacent, but deeply intertwined in their energetic signatures. Kanto, with its bustling cities and pioneering spirit, was a realm where the ultimate energy seemed to manifest in a more raw, elemental form. The legendary birds, Articuno, Zapdos, and Moltres, embodied the very forces of ice, lightning, and fire, their presence maintaining a delicate balance within the region's climate and energy currents. Their existence was a constant reminder of the primal forces that shaped the world, forces that could be both destructive and life-sustaining. The discovery and study of these elemental manifestations provided early insights into how the ultimate energy could coalesce into distinct, powerful entities, each with its own specific role in the energetic ecosystem. The presence of Mewtwo, a Pokemon artificially created from the DNA of the mythical Mew, further highlighted Kanto's pioneering and sometimes ethically ambiguous approach to understanding and manipulating these elemental energies. Mewtwo represented humanity's ambition, a powerful but often misguided attempt to replicate the natural processes of the ultimate energy, a stark reminder of the responsibilities that came with such profound knowledge. Adjacent to Kanto, Johto offered a different, yet complementary energetic landscape. Here, the ultimate energy seemed to have settled into a more spiritual and harmonious expression. The legendary beasts, Raikou, Entei, and Suicune, were not just elemental forces, but embodiments of resurrection and purification, their journeys across the land bringing renewal and balance in the aftermath of ancient catastrophes. The Brass Tower, and its eventual destruction and rebirth as the Bell Tower, symbolized Johto's deep connection to cycles of death and renewal, all guided by the ultimate energy. Lugia, deep within the Whirl Islands, represented the serene and immense power of the sea, a calming force that subtly influenced the region's energetic flow. Ho-Oh, soaring above the bell tower, was the very embodiment of life's promise, its rainbow wings reflecting the diverse and vibrant expressions of the ultimate energy. Johto's ancient ruins and traditional practices spoke of a long-standing reverence for these energies, a wisdom passed down through generations that sought to live in balance with the world rather than to conquer it. The discovery of the Ekritake Dance Theater, where maidens performed rituals to honor the legendary Pokémon, underscored the region's deep spiritual connection to the energetic pulse of the land. The very presence of apricorn trees, which could be crafted into unique Pokeballs, hinted at a more organic, natural approach to technology, one that harnessed the ultimate energy through traditional craftsmanship rather than raw scientific manipulation. The contrast between Kanto's scientific exploration and Johto's spiritual reverence provided a rich tapestry of understanding, showing two distinct paths to comprehending the same ultimate energy. It was in these two regions that many trainers first learned to connect with their Pokémon, to understand the subtle, energetic exchanges that bound them, and to begin to grasp the profound implications of the ultimate energy on their world. Moving westward across the seas, we encounter the vast and diverse region of Hoenn. Here, the ultimate energy manifested in a truly epic struggle between land and sea. Groudon, the embodiment of the Earth's crust, and Kyogre, the immense power of the oceans, represented the fundamental geological forces that shaped the planet. Their ancient conflict, a primordial dance of creation and destruction, was a stark reminder of the raw, untamed power of the ultimate energy when left unchecked. The delicate balance between these two titans was maintained by Rayquaza, the sky-high Pokémon, a majestic serpent of the atmosphere whose very presence calmed the storms and quelled the land's tremors. Hoenn's unique geography, characterized by volcanic islands, vast oceans, and lush rainforests, was a direct consequence of these legendary Pokemon's influence. The region was a living testament to the ultimate energy's ability to sculpt landscapes on a colossal scale. The discovery of ancient ruins and murals depicting the struggles of Groudon and Kyogre, and the calming influence of Rayquaza provided invaluable historical context to these powerful forces. The presence of the Space Center in Moss Deep City, a hub for astronomical research, also hinted at Hoenn's connection to cosmic energies. It was here that scientists began to theorize about the ultimate energy's extraterrestrial origins, contemplating how meteorites and cosmic radiation might interact with the planet's existing energetic fields. The legendary Pokémon Deoxys, an alien being that arrived on a meteorite, further fueled these theories, suggesting a continuous influx of cosmic energy shaping the Pokémon world. This blend of ancient geological power and cosmic influence gave Hoenn a distinct energetic signature, one that pushed the boundaries of understanding beyond the terrestrial. The diving expeditions to explore ancient underwater civilizations and the arduous climbs to the summit of towering volcanoes were not just physical journeys, but quests to understand the deep, raw expressions of the ultimate energy that permeated every layer of Hoenn. It was in Hoenn that the concept of weather Pokémon, like Cast Form, gained prominence, as the ultimate energy's influence on meteorological phenomena became undeniable. The unique phenomenon of primal reversion, where Groudon and Kyogre could revert to their more powerful primordial forms, further illustrated the concept of latent, ancient energies that could be reawakened, a true testament to the enduring power of the ultimate energy, even across eons. Further north, nestled between mountain ranges, lay the region of Sinnoh, a land steeped in ancient myths and the very fabric of creation itself. Sinnoh was where the ultimate energy revealed its most fundamental properties: time, space, and antimatter. Dialga, the master of time, Palkia, the master of space, and Giratina, the ruler of the Distortion world, represented the foundational dimensions of existence, their actions shaping the very flow of reality. The Spear Pillar, an ancient temple atop Mount Coronet, was believed to be the birthplace of the universe, the place where these legendary Pokémon were summoned into being by Arceus, the alpha Pokémon, the original being from which all things sprang. Studying Sinnoh was akin to studying the very blueprint of the ultimate energy, its raw, unadulterated form before it branched into diverse expressions. The enigmatic unknown, with their alphabet-like forms, were believed to be reflections of Arceus's thoughts, their collective presence creating ripples in reality. The existence of the Distortion world, a dimension of inverted physics ruled by Giratina, provided profound insights into the ultimate energy's ability to twist and warp reality, offering a glimpse into alternate energetic states. Sinnoh was not merely a region of powerful Pokémon, but a living museum of cosmic creation where the ultimate energy's most profound principles were on display. The ancient myths of the region spoke of a time when humans and Pokémon lived in even closer harmony, understanding the ultimate energy as a sacred, animating force. The discovery of relics and artifacts from the ancient past, particularly those related to the creation trio, fueled intense academic debate and spiritual inquiry. The very mountains and lakes of Sinnoh were imbued with spiritual significance, seen as direct channels to the ultimate energy. Lake Verity, Lake Valor, and Lake Acuity, home to the trio of Uxie, Mesprit, and Azelf, represented knowledge, emotion, and willpower. Three fundamental aspects of consciousness that were inextricably linked to the ultimate energy. These concepts, once considered abstract, became tangible realities in Sinnoh. The region's deep historical roots and emphasis on ancient lore provided a crucial counterpoint to the more technologically advanced regions, reminding humanity of the enduring wisdom of the past in understanding the ultimate energy. The very act of traversing Sinnoh, from the snowy peaks of Mount Coronet to the shimmering waters of its lakes, was a journey through the energetic foundations of existence itself. And then, woven into the deepest past of Sinnoh, we find Hisui, the ancient precursor to Sinnoh. Hisui was a wild, untamed land where the ultimate energy flowed more freely, less constrained by human settlement and technological advancement. It was a time of raw elemental power where the noble Pokémon, blessed by Arceus, held dominion over specific territories, their energetic signatures shaping the very landscape around them. The frenzied state of some of these noble Pokémon, influenced by strange rifts in space-time, demonstrated how disruptions in the ultimate energy could lead to profound imbalances, causing distress and uncontrolled power. Hisui offered a glimpse into a world where the ultimate energy was less understood but profoundly experienced, where humanity was just beginning to forge its relationship with these powerful forces. The pioneers of the Galaxy Expedition Team, arriving from distant lands, brought with them a nascent scientific curiosity, attempting to categorize and understand the ultimate energy through observation and careful documentation. Their early attempts at creating the first Pokeballs, utilizing natural materials, represented humanity's nascent efforts to harness and interact with the ultimate energy in a controlled manner, a subtle but significant step towards the modern era. The presence of origin forms for certain legendary Pokémon, like Giratina, provided further evidence of the ultimate energy's ability to manifest in different, more primeval states, echoing the concept of primal reversion seen in Hoenn. Hisui was a vital lesson in humility, showing humanity's early struggles and triumphs in understanding a world brimming with untamed ultimate energy. The serene beauty of the region, juxtaposed with its inherent dangers, painted a vivid picture of a world where humanity's place was still being defined in relation to the powerful, energetic forces around it. The very act of recording Pokémon in the Hisuian Pokédex was a foundational act of scientific discovery, an attempt to bring order and understanding to the chaotic flow of ultimate energy. It was here that the earliest forms of alpha Pokémon were observed, larger, more powerful versions of their species, infused with a greater concentration of ultimate energy, serving as powerful guardians and challenges for the intrepid explorers. Hisui, in its wild and ancient glory, was a testament to the ultimate energy's raw, untamed potential and the long, arduous journey humanity undertook to understand and coexist with it. Shifting our gaze to the east, we arrive at Unova, a land of sprawling metropolises and expansive natural wonders. Unova's energetic signature was profoundly influenced by the ideals of truth and ideals themselves. Reshiram, the embodiment of truth, and Zekrom, the embodiment of ideals, represented the two fundamental pillars upon which human society and philosophical thought are built. Their origins as two halves of a single, powerful dragon that once served a hero spoke to the ultimate energy's capacity to manifest as abstract concepts, shaping not just the physical world, but also the intellectual and moral landscapes of humanity. The conflict between these two legendary Pokémon and the resulting destruction and rebirth of ancient kingdoms highlighted the inherent tension and dynamism within these fundamental human values. Unova, therefore, was a region where the ultimate energy was deeply intertwined with human civilization and its inherent complexities. The presence of Genesect, an ancient Pokémon revived and technologically enhanced by the nefarious Team Plasma, illustrated a recurring theme: humanity's often misguided attempts to manipulate the ultimate energy for its own ends without fully understanding the consequences. The discovery of the Celestial Tower, a sacred site where trainers honored deceased Pokémon, underscored Unova's connection to the spiritual aspect of the ultimate energy, a quieter, more reflective side amidst the clamor of modernity. The region's diverse ecosystems, from deserts to bustling cities, from serene forests to towering mountains, showcased the ultimate energy's incredible adaptability, manifesting in various forms to support a wide array of life. The exploration of the Relic Castle, an ancient ruin buried beneath the desert sands, revealed a past where powerful civilizations flourished and then crumbled, influenced by the ebb and flow of the ultimate energy and the ideals it represented. Unova served as a profound reminder that the ultimate energy was not just a force of nature, but also a reflection of human aspirations, conflicts, and ethical choices. The very act of choosing between truth and ideals, a central theme in Unova, was an energetic one, a decision that could profoundly shape the flow of the ultimate energy within an individual and throughout the region. The energetic landscape of Unova was thus a constant dialogue between humanity's inner world and the external forces of the ultimate energy. Across the ocean lies the vibrant and picturesque region of Kalos, a land renowned for its beauty, fashion, and an ancient, powerful energy known as Mega Evolution. Kalos's energetic signature was defined by the concept of life itself and the profound interconnectedness of all living things. Cernius, the life Pokémon, and Yveltal, the destruction Pokémon, represented the eternal cycle of creation and dissolution, the fundamental balance that maintains the flow of the ultimate energy throughout the universe. Their slumber and awakening were tied to the very vitality of the land, their presence influencing the growth and decay of all life forms. The discovery of Mega Evolution, a temporary power-up that allowed certain Pokémon to transcend their usual limits, was a revolutionary understanding of the ultimate energy. It revealed that a deep bond between a trainer and their Pokémon, combined with specific Keystone and Megastones, could unlock dormant potential within a Pokémon, momentarily tapping into a vast reservoir of ultimate energy. This phenomenon was not simply a physical transformation, but a profound energetic convergence, a testament to the power of shared consciousness and mutual trust. The ancient history of Kalos, marked by a devastating war and the use of the ultimate weapon powered by the life force of Pokémon, served as a grim reminder of the ultimate energy's dual nature, its capacity for immense power and its potential for catastrophic destruction when wielded without wisdom. The elegant architecture and vibrant culture of Kalos, especially Lumio's city with its towering Prism Tower, reflected a society that embraced beauty and innovation, yet still grappled with the implications of such immense and energetic power. The very act of experiencing Mega Evolution underscored the deep, empathetic connection between human and Pokémon, a connection that allowed them to channel and share the ultimate energy in a truly transformative way. Kalos, therefore, was a region that celebrated life in all its forms and simultaneously confronted the ethical responsibilities that came with understanding and wielding the ultimate energy. The presence of AZ, the ancient king who lived for centuries, a consequence of the ultimate weapon's power, further emphasized the profound and long-lasting effects that the manipulation of the ultimate energy could have on individuals and the very fabric of time. The cafes and patisseries, the bustling streets and serene gardens, all resonated with a subtle hum of life-giving energy, a constant reminder of Kalos's vibrant connection to the ultimate energy of existence. Further south, a cluster of tropical islands formed the Alola region, a land bathed in sunlight and steeped in the mysteries of ultra wormholes. Alola's energetic signature was profoundly influenced by cosmic phenomena and the concept of multiple dimensions. Solgaleo, the Sune Pokémon, and Lunala, the Moon Pokémon, were not merely celestial bodies, but conduits to other dimensions, their powers allowing passage through the very fabric of space-time. The Ultra Beasts, enigmatic Pokémon from alternate dimensions that occasionally emerged through ultra wormholes, provided compelling evidence of the ultimate energy's manifestation in myriad forms across an infinite multiverse. Alola, therefore, became a focal point for understanding the ultimate energy's interdimensional properties, revealing that the Pokémon world was but one strand in an infinitely complex web of realities. The four guardian deities, Tapu Koko, Tapu Lele, Tapu Bulu, and Tapu Fini, each protecting one of Alola's islands, embodied the ultimate energy's local expressions, their spiritual presence maintaining the delicate balance of life and energy across the archipelago. The ancient traditions of the Island Challenge, a pilgrimage undertaken by young trainers, were not just a test of strength, but a spiritual journey to connect with the land's ultimate energy and its guardian deities. The Ether Foundation, a research organization dedicated to studying ultra beasts and ultra wormholes, represented humanity's growing scientific endeavor to understand these extra-dimensional energies, albeit sometimes with ethically questionable methods, as seen with their creation of Type Null. The discovery of Z crystals and Z moves, powerful once-per-battle attacks, demonstrated another unique way in which trainers could channel the ultimate energy through a deep bond with their Pokémon, creating a spectacular display of focused power. Alola's vibrant culture, with its deep respect for nature and ancient traditions, offered a harmonious approach to understanding the ultimate energy, balancing scientific inquiry with spiritual reverence. The warm ocean currents, the lush tropical foliage, and the distinct volcanic islands all contributed to Alola's unique energetic pulse, a constant reminder of the ultimate energy's diverse and ever-present influence. The very act of gazing at the stars from Alola's clear night skies felt like a direct connection to the vastness of the cosmos and the infinite expressions of the ultimate energy that lay beyond. And finally, to the west, we arrive at the expansive and industrialized region of Galar, a land of rolling hills, ancient legends, and a powerful, mysterious energy known as Dynamax. Galar's energetic signature was deeply connected to the Earth's core and the concept of immense concentrated power. Eternatus, the gigantic Pokémon, was a cosmic entity that crashed into Galar millennia ago, its body radiating an energy that caused Pokémon to grow to colossal sizes and unleash devastating power through the phenomenon of Dynamax and Gigantamax. The discovery of wishing stars, fragments of Eternatus, provided the key to harnessing this immense power, allowing trainers to temporarily transform their Pokémon into towering giants, imbued with immense ultimate energy. Galar, therefore, became a hub for understanding the ultimate energy's capacity for raw, destructive, and yet awe-inspiring power. The region's rich history, particularly the ancient tale of the Darkest Day, a catastrophic event caused by Eternatus's uncontrolled energy, served as a stark reminder of the dangers inherent in wielding such immense power without proper understanding or control. The two legendary heroes, Zacian and Zamazenta, representing the swords and shields that protected Galar from this ancient threat, embodied the ultimate energy's capacity for defense and courage. The Galar region's industrial advancement, powered by the very energy emanating from Eternatus, showcased humanity's ability to harness the ultimate energy for societal progress, albeit with the constant threat of imbalance. The presence of the wild area, a vast expanse of untamed wilderness where Dynamax Pokémon roamed freely, offered a glimpse into a world where the ultimate energy flowed unhindered, creating dynamic and ever-changing encounters. The competitive spirit of the Galar Pokémon League, particularly its grand stadium battles featuring Dynamax Pokémon, demonstrated humanity's desire to test the limits of this immense ultimate energy in a controlled, sporting environment. The vibrant culture of Galar, with its love for sports, music, and dramatic flair, reflected a society that embraced the spectacle of immense energetic power while still acknowledging its ancient origins. The shimmering energy of the power spots, found throughout Galar, where Dynamaxing was possible, were direct conduits to the ultimate energy emanating from deep within the earth, a constant hum beneath the surface of the land. Each of these regions, from the ancient spiritual reverence of Johto to the cosmic interdimensional pathways of Alola, from the foundational creation lore of Sinnoh to the boundless raw power of Galar, presents a unique facet of the ultimate energy, painting a comprehensive picture of its multifaceted nature across the Pokémon world. Now, as we drift back to a broader perspective, we can begin to understand how these distinct regional expressions of ultimate energy are not isolated phenomena, but rather interconnected threads woven into the very fabric of the planet. Imagine the world as a living organism, its continents and regions like vital organs, each performing a specialized function, yet all sustained by the same flowing life force. The ultimate energy, in this analogy, is that cosmic life force, its currents flowing beneath the earth, through the atmosphere, and even into the very essence of living beings. The earth itself, in the Pokémon world, is not merely a stage upon which life plays out, but an active participant, a massive reservoir and conduit of this ultimate energy. Its molten core, its tectonic plates, its atmospheric currents, all are intricately linked to the flow and manifestation of this cosmic power. Consider, for instance, the deep geological connection. The energy that fuels the volcanic activity of Cinnabar Island in Kanto, or the geothermal vents of Stark Mountain in Sinnoh, is not fundamentally different from the energy that gives rise to the crystalline structures in Kalos, or the shimmering power spots of Galar. These are all expressions of the Earth's internal energy, a part of the ultimate energy residing within the planet itself. The very ground beneath our feet is alive with this power, sometimes quiescent, sometimes erupting with spectacular force. The diverse landscapes of the Pokémon world, from arid deserts to icy tundras, from lush forests to deep oceans, are not just aesthetic variations, but often reflections of how the ultimate energy interacts with different geological formations and elemental compositions. A region rich in water, for example, might be more attuned to certain forms of ultimate energy, fostering the growth of specific types of Pokémon and the development of unique cultural practices around that element. The atmosphere, too, plays a crucial role in the ultimate energy's circulation. Weather phenomena, from the gentle rain that nourishes forests to the fierce hurricanes that reshape coastlines, are not merely meteorological events, but intricate dances of ultimate energy. Legendary Pokémon associated with weather, such as Kyogre and Groudon in Hoenn, or Tornadus and Thundurus in Unova, are not simply controllers of these forces, but embody and channel profound aspects of the ultimate energy related to atmospheric and oceanic dynamics. Their very existence speaks to the cosmic scale of this energy, influencing phenomena that affect entire continents. The aurora borealis that dances across the northern skies, or the shimmering heat haze above a desert, are visual manifestations of this energy, often invisible but always present. Furthermore, the ultimate energy is deeply intertwined with the very concept of life itself. The life force of every Pokémon, every plant, every human is a localized expression of this universal energy. When a Pokémon uses an attack, it is drawing upon its internal reservoir of ultimate energy, shaping it and projecting it outwards. The bonds between a trainer and their Pokémon, often described as an emotional connection, can also be understood as an energetic resonance, a syncing of their ultimate energies that amplifies their combined power. This resonance is particularly evident in phenomena like Mega Evolution, Z moves, and Dynamaxing, where the ultimate energy within a Pokémon is dramatically enhanced and temporarily transformed, often in response to the strong emotional and energetic connection with its trainer. These powerful transformations are not just about raw strength, they are about unlocking deeper potentials, about temporarily tapping into a more profound wellspring of ultimate energy that usually lies dormant. The evolutionary process in the Pokémon world, too, can be seen through the lens of ultimate energy. Evolution, whether triggered by experience, evolutionary stones, or specific environmental conditions, is a fundamental energetic transformation. It's not just a change in form, but a repatterning and rechanneling of a Pokémon's ultimate energy, allowing it to access new abilities and adapt to its environment more effectively. Evolutionary stones, like the Fire Stone or Water Stone, are not just catalysts, they are conduits of specific frequencies of ultimate energy that resonate with certain Pokémon, triggering their inherent evolutionary potential. Even the act of breeding, the creation of new life, is an intricate energetic process, a merging of ultimate energies from two parents to form a new, unique, energetic signature in their offspring. The history of the Pokémon world is replete with instances where the ultimate energy has been consciously or unconsciously manipulated for both creation and destruction. Ancient civilizations, often depicted as having a deeper, more intuitive understanding of the natural world, frequently built structures and developed rituals designed to harness or commune with this energy. The very existence of ancient ruins, often imbued with a lingering energetic presence, attests to this. The carvings on cave walls, the arrangement of megaliths, the design of temples, all can be interpreted as attempts to channel or honor specific aspects of ultimate energy. The ancient tales and myths, passed down through generations, often serve as cautionary tales or guides on how to interact respectfully with this immense force. The legends of creation, the stories of devastating wars, the rise and fall of empires, all are shaped by the interplay of ultimate energy and the choices of both Pokemon and humans. The development of technology in the Pokemon world also reflects humanity's growing, yet often incomplete, understanding of ultimate energy. Early technologies might have focused on practical applications derived from natural phenomena, such as harnessing geothermal energy. Later, as understanding deepened, inventions like the Pokeball, a marvel of energetic containment, or the various devices used to communicate with or study Pokemon, emerged. Even modern innovations, from advanced healing machines to sophisticated energy generators, are essentially refined methods of interacting with, channeling, or storing ultimate energy. However, this technological advancement also brings with it ethical considerations and the potential for misuse, a recurring theme in many Pokemon narratives. The pursuit of power, unchecked by wisdom, can lead to devastating consequences, as seen in the destructive applications of ultimate energy in various historical conflicts. The interconnectedness of regions is further emphasized by the migratory patterns of Pokemon, vast movements of creatures across continents, often guided by instinctual responses to subtle shifts in ultimate energy currents, or by the availability of resources influenced by these currents. A Pokemon born in one region might journey to another, carrying its unique energetic signature with it, contributing to the diverse tapestry of life wherever it goes. This intermingling of genetic and energetic lines prevents any single region from becoming entirely isolated, ensuring a constant exchange and evolution of life forms across the globe. Some legendary Pokemon, like Lugia, traverse vast oceans, acting as guardians of the energetic balance across entire seas, their movements influencing weather patterns and the marine ecosystem over immense distances. Even the concept of parallel universes and alternate dimensions, hinted at through events like those involving Ultra Beasts in Alola, further expands our understanding of the ultimate energy. It suggests that the ultimate energy isn't confined to a single dimension, but permeates the multiverse, with different realities potentially exhibiting different energetic properties or manifestations. This adds a layer of cosmic complexity, implying that the ultimate energy we perceive in our dimension is but one variation of an even grander, multidimensional force. The portals that open to these ultra dimensions are not merely spatial anomalies, they are tiers in the fabric of energetic reality, allowing different energetic frequencies to intermingle, sometimes with chaotic or transformative effects. The Pokemon world, therefore, is not just a collection of distinct regions, but a living, breathing entity, its diverse landscapes and inhabitants all pulsating with the same underlying cosmic energy. Each region, with its unique legends, Pokemon, and cultural practices, offers a specific lens through which to observe and understand this ultimate energy. From the sacred peaks of Mount Coronet in Sinnoh, where creation itself was said to have unfolded, to the bustling, technologically advanced cities of Unova, where human ingenuity seeks to harness and understand nature's power, the ultimate energy is the unseen force that binds everything together. It is the whisper in the wind, the tremor in the earth, the spark of life within every being, the very foundation upon which the Pokémon world rests. As we journey through these lands, either in our minds or through the adventures of our Pokémon, we are not just exploring geographical locations, but tracing the intricate patterns and manifestations of this profound, all-encompassing energy. And with this deep, calming understanding, perhaps our minds can now find true rest, knowing the vast, interconnected tapestry that is the Pokemon world. The ultimate energy, ever flowing, ever present, cradles us all, allowing us to drift into a peaceful slumber surrounded by the silent hum of its power. The ultimate energy, ever flowing, ever present, cradles us all, allowing us to drift into a peaceful slumber surrounded by the silent hum of its power. This ultimate energy, often unseen yet profoundly felt, is not just a theoretical concept within the Pokemon world, but a very real, tangible force that shapes its history, its geography, and the very nature of its inhabitants. It manifests in countless forms: the elemental powers of Pokemon, the geological forces that sculpt mountains and valleys, and even the subtle connections between trainers and their Pokemon. Consider the energy that allows a Pikachu to unleash a powerful thunderbolt, or a Charizard to breathe scorching flames. This isn't just a biological function, it's a controlled release of this ultimate energy, channeled and directed by the Pokemon's innate abilities. Similarly, the deep bond between a trainer and their Pokemon, often leading to incredible feats in battle, can also be understood as an energetic connection, a resonance between two beings that amplifies their individual strengths. This bond is not merely emotional, it has a quantifiable, almost spiritual component, allowing for phenomena like mega evolution, where a trainer's powerful, unwavering connection can temporarily unlock a Pokemon's latent potential, transforming its appearance and vastly increasing its power. The very landscape of the Pokemon world is a testament to the dynamic interplay of these energetic forces. Volcanoes erupt, spewing forth molten rock, a raw and untamed manifestation of geothermal energy. Rivers carve their paths through ancient stone, powered by the unending cycle of water, itself a conduit of this universal energy. Even the seemingly inert earth pulses with activity, giving rise to mineral deposits and unique geological formations that in turn influence the habitats of different Pokemon. For instance, the crystalline caves found in regions like Kalos or Galar are not just beautiful, they are often rich in specific types of energy that draw certain Pokemon or enhance the abilities of others. These crystals might absorb and refract the ultimate energy, creating localized fields that affect growth, as development, or even the very behavior of Pokemon in their vicinity. The various regions, while geographically distinct, are all woven into this larger energetic web. Take, for example, the concept of Z crystals in Alola. These aren't just shiny trinkets, they are crystallized forms of natural energy, imbued with the power of the land itself. When a trainer performs a Z move, they are not just executing a powerful attack, they are momentarily tapping into this deep well of regional energy, channeling it through their Pokemon to unleash a devastating technique. This act is a ritual, a dance between human, Pokemon, and the very essence of Alola's environment, demonstrating a profound understanding and respect for the ultimate energy that permeates their island home. Similarly, the ancient ruins scattered across various regions, like the Relic Castle in Unova or the Sinnoh ruins, often serve as conduits or repositories of this ultimate energy. These sites were frequently built by ancient civilizations who possessed a deep, intuitive understanding of these forces, perhaps even more profound than that of modern science. They constructed their temples and monuments in places where the ultimate energy was particularly concentrated or active, using them to commune with legendary Pokémon or to perform rituals that influenced the natural world. The very architecture of these ruins often reflects this energetic awareness, with intricate patterns and alignments designed to channel or amplify specific types of energy. The unknown, with their mysterious connection to ancient languages and dimensions, often appear in such places, hinting at their role as guardians or manifestations of these deeper energetic truths. The creation myths of each region, while differing in their specific imagery, often converge on a common theme: the emergence of the world from a primordial, energetic void. In Sinnoh, the tale of Arceus creating the universe from nothingness with its 1,000 arms, bestowing upon it time, space, and an antimatter, is a powerful metaphor for the ultimate energy coalescing into perceivable reality. The very concept of Dialga, Palkia, and Giratina, embodying time, space, and antimatter respectively, represents the fundamental aspects of this ultimate energy taking form, governing the very fabric of existence. These legendary Pokémon are not merely powerful creatures, they are living embodiments of cosmic forces, constantly interacting with and shaping the energetic landscape of Sinnoh and beyond. Even in regions where technology plays a more prominent role, like Unova or Galar, the underlying principles of the ultimate energy are still at play. Scientists in those regions might not always use the term ultimate energy, but their research into phenomena like Dynamaxing or the creation of artificial Pokémon often involves manipulating or harnessing natural energetic principles. Dynamaxing, for instance, is not simply a size increase. It's a temporary transformation fueled by the Galar particles, a unique form of energy found in specific areas of the Galar region. These particles amplify a Pokemon's size and power, but they are still a manifestation of the ultimate energy, localized and concentrated. The scientists studying these phenomena are, in essence, trying to understand and control aspects of this universal force, albeit through a more empirical and technological lens. The concept of evolutionary stones, such as the Fire Stone or Water Stone, also speaks to this energetic tapestry. These aren't just random rocks. They are naturally occurring geological formations that, through specific energetic properties, can trigger a rapid evolutionary change in certain Pokémon. This isn't a mere chemical reaction. It's an energetic stimulus that unlocks a Pokémon's latent potential, guiding its transformation. The stones act as catalysts, channeling the ultimate energy in a way that aligns with the Pokémon's inherent evolutionary path. Moreover, the migratory patterns of Pokémon, often spanning vast distances across regions and even continents, are guided by energetic currents. Some Pokémon are drawn to areas rich in specific elemental energies, while others follow the subtle shifts in the planet's magnetic field, itself a manifestation of the ultimate energy. These migrations are not random. They are a complex ballet dictated by the ebb and flow of the unseen forces that govern the Pokémon world. Even the seemingly simple act of a wild Pokémon appearing in a particular patch of grass is influenced by these underlying energetic conditions, creating the diverse and ever-changing ecosystems we observe. The weather patterns, too, are deeply intertwined with this ultimate energy. From the torrential rains summoned by Kyogre to the blazing sun, intensified by Groudon, these legendary Pokémon are not just manipulating weather. They are embodying and controlling massive environmental energetic systems. Even without the direct influence of legendaries, natural weather phenomena like thunderstorms or blizzards are expressions of atmospheric energy, constantly moving and transforming. The Pokemon world's climate is a dynamic, energetic system, constantly in flux, influencing and being influenced by the life within it. The very concept of a spirit or ghost type Pokemon also touches upon the ultimate energy. These Pokemon are often described as being formed from residual energy, emotions, or the spirits of the deceased. Their existence challenges our conventional understanding of life and matter, suggesting that the ultimate energy can manifest in non-corporeal forms, capable of interacting with the physical world in unique ways. The Porygon line, being artificial Pokemon, also provides another perspective. While created by humans, they still operate within the framework of the ultimate energy, drawing on electrical signals and programming that mimic the natural flow of information and energy within the digital realm, a parallel manifestation of this fundamental force. The glitch Pokemon, too, in their chaotic and unpredictable nature, can be seen as temporary disruptions or anomalies in the energetic fabric, moments where the structured reality briefly splinters. In essence, every aspect of the Pokemon world, from the smallest blade of grass to the most colossal legendary, from the ancient ruins to the futuristic cities, is a vibrant, interconnected manifestation of this singular, ultimate energy. It is the lifeblood of the planet, the spark of consciousness, and the force that binds all things together. Understanding this profound interconnectedness allows for a deeper appreciation of the Pokemon world's history, its diverse regions, and the intricate relationships between its inhabitants. It encourages us to look beyond the surface, to perceive the subtle currents and powerful forces that shape this extraordinary realm. And as this understanding settles, calming and complete, the gentle hum of this ultimate energy can guide us into a tranquil, restorative sleep. The Pokemon world, in all its energetic glory, continues its silent, eternal dance, even as we rest. The gentle ebb and flow of this unseen energy, this fundamental force, is also deeply embedded in the very geology of the Pokemon world. Consider the grand mountain ranges that cleave through regions like Sinnoh, their peaks scraping the sky, or the submerged caverns that wind beneath the ocean floor in Hoenn. These massive geological formations are not merely static landscapes. They are testaments to unimaginable pressures, shifts in the Earth's crust, and the slow, deliberate work of geological forces over eons. The ultimate energy, in its most concentrated and raw form, lies deep within the planet's core, bubbling up through volcanic vents, shaping continents, and giving rise to the very land upon which Pokemon roam. The volcanic regions, like those found in Cinnabar Island or around Mount Chimney, are direct portals to this primal energy. The molten rock, the searing heat, the plumes of ash that darken the sky, these are overt manifestations of the planet's internal power, a constant reminder of the raw, untamed forces that sculpted the world. Fire-type Pokémon thrive in these environments, drawing their strength and vitality from the very essence of this geothermal energy. Their roaring flames and incandescent bodies are living embodiments of the planet's fiery heart, a direct link to the ultimate energy that fuels their existence. Conversely, the icy tundras and soaring glaciers of regions like Sinnoh and Unova speak to another aspect of this fundamental energy, its capacity for stillness, for profound cold, and for the slow, relentless shaping of landscapes through ice. Ice-type Pokémon, with their crystalline forms and chilling abilities, are perfectly adapted to these harsh, beautiful environments. They embody the frozen stillness, the immense power of ice to carve valleys and flatten mountains over vast stretches of time. Their very existence is a testament to the ultimate energy's ability to manifest in extreme temperatures and forms, showcasing its versatility and omnipresence. Even the seemingly inert stones and rocks that litter the landscapes carry within them the imprint of this ultimate energy. Fossils, the petrified remains of ancient Pokémon, are not just relics of a bygone era. They are physical records of life's enduring struggle and adaptation, preserved through geological time. The process of fossilization itself is a testament to the ultimate energy's slow, transformative power, turning organic matter into stone, preserving a fleeting moment for millennia. When these fossils are revived, the ultimate energy is rechanneled, breathing life back into ancient forms, a miraculous testament to its enduring power to create and recreate. The various evolution stones, like the Fire Stone, Water Stone, or Thunderstone, are also deeply connected to this concept. These aren't just ordinary rocks, they are highly concentrated vessels of specific elemental energies, capable of triggering profound transformations in certain Pokémon. Their rarity and powerful effects suggest they are rare accumulations or crystallizations of the ultimate energy, focused into a form that can directly influence the life force of a Pokémon. The subtle glow they emit, the warmth or coolness they possess, are outward signs of the potent energy contained within. Furthermore, the very concept of type in Pokémon, differentiating creatures by their elemental affinities, fire, water, grass, electric, psychic, etc., is a categorization of how the ultimate energy manifests and is utilized by different life forms. A water-type Pokémon doesn't just manipulate water. It embodies and draws power from the watery aspect of the ultimate energy. A grass-type Pokémon is intrinsically linked to the photosynthetic processes and life-giving energies of the plant kingdom, a direct conduit for the Earth's verdant vitality. Each type represents a unique facet, a specific frequency, or a particular expression of this singular underlying power. The intricate ecological balance of the Pokémon world is also a grand, interwoven tapestry of this ultimate energy's flow. Predator and prey, plant and herbivore, the symbiotic relationships between different species, all are part of a continuous cycle of energy transfer and transformation. A Pokémon consuming berries or another Pokémon is not just fulfilling its hunger, it is absorbing and incorporating the ultimate energy stored within that food source, converting it into its own life force, its own power for movement, growth, and evolution. This constant exchange, this delicate dance of consumption and regeneration, is the very heartbeat of the natural world. Consider the phenomenon of evolution itself. This profound transformation, where a Pokémon undergoes a dramatic change in form, power, and often type, is perhaps one of the most direct and visible manifestations of the ultimate energy at work. It's not merely a biological process, it's an energetic one. When a Pokemon evolves, it taps into a deeper reservoir of its inherent ultimate energy, channeling it to reshape its physical and energetic form. The light that envelops an evolving Pokemon, the sudden surge of power, are outward signs of this internal energetic restructuring. It is a moment of intense energetic transformation, a leap in its ability to interact with and harness the ultimate energy of the world. Mega evolution, an even more temporary but potent transformation, takes this concept further. It requires a deep bond between a trainer and their Pokemon and the activation of specific Mega Stones. These stones, much like the evolution stones, are highly concentrated vessels of the ultimate energy, but in a form specifically attuned to individual Pokemon species. The bond between trainer and Pokemon acts as a conduit, allowing the Pokemon to temporarily access an amplified state of its inherent ultimate energy, pushing its limits and revealing a dormant, powerful potential. This temporary surge of power, this transient embrace of a higher energetic state, showcases the ultimate energy's capacity for profound yet fleeting enhancement. The ancient civilizations of the Pokémon world, whose ruins are scattered across various regions, often had a much more intuitive understanding of this ultimate energy. Their myths and legends speak of legendary Pokémon as embodiments of cosmic forces, creators, and destroyers, beings that directly manipulate the fundamental fabric of reality. The temples and altars they built were often aligned with celestial bodies or natural energy points designed to honor or harness these powerful forces. Their art depicts Pokémon not just as animals, but as sacred beings, manifestations of the divine or natural order, imbued with profound spiritual and energetic significance. The symbols and glyphs found in these ancient ruins are not merely decorative, they are often esoteric representations of energetic concepts, attempts to map and understand the flow of the ultimate energy through the world. The unknown, with their alphabet-like forms, are said to be connected to dimensions and realities beyond our immediate perception, perhaps acting as conduits or interpreters of these deeper energetic truths. Their existence hints at the ultimate energy's capacity to manifest in forms that challenge our linguistic and conceptual frameworks, suggesting a deeper, more fundamental language underlying all reality. Even the concept of human interaction with Pokémon, the very act of a trainer nurturing and battling with their companions, is an energetic exchange. The bond between a trainer and their Pokémon is not just emotional, it's energetic. The trust, care, and shared experiences create a palpable connection, enhancing the Pokémon's abilities and resilience. During battles, the strategies employed, the moves chosen, the sheer will to win, these are all fueled by the ultimate energy, channeled through both trainer and Pokémon, creating a dynamic interplay of power and skill. The shared experience of victory or defeat further solidifies this energetic bond, deepening the connection and allowing for even greater energetic synchronicity in the future. The very air we breathe in the Pokémon world is permeated by this ultimate energy. It is in the rustling leaves, the bubbling streams, the distant cries of wild Pokémon. It is the invisible force that allows a Pidgey to soar effortlessly through the sky, a Magikarp to leap from the water, or a Pikachu to unleash a bolt of lightning. This energy is not just a theoretical concept, it is the living, breathing essence of the world, constantly flowing, transforming, and sustaining all life. As we drift deeper into understanding, the vastness of this interconnectedness becomes clear. Every single element, every creature, every landscape feature in the Pokémon world is a piece of a grand, energetic puzzle. The ultimate energy is the framework upon which everything is built, the paint with which every detail is rendered. It is the silent, pervasive hum that underlies all existence, the unifying thread that weaves together the disparate elements of this magnificent realm. This profound, subtle energy is everywhere, in everything. It is the gentle current that carries the whispered secrets of the ocean and the thunderous roar of a volcano erupting. It is the life force that causes a tiny sprout to push through the earth, and the cosmic power that governs the movements of celestial bodies. It is the warmth of a comforting touch and the fierce intensity of a legendary Pokemon's gaze. Embracing this holistic perspective, this deep, energetic understanding allows us to see the Pokémon world not just as a collection of regions and creatures, but as a single, living, breathing entity pulsating with an unseen yet ever-present power. It is a world of constant motion, constant change, all guided and sustained by this ultimate fundamental energy. And as this realization settles, soft and profound, a sense of deep calm can envelop us. The intricate dance of energy in the Pokémon world continues, a lullaby woven from the very fabric of existence, gently guiding us towards a peaceful and dream-filled rest, where the ultimate energy of the world softly whispers its eternal truths. And as those whispers begin to fade into the soft hum of the night, we can gently turn our attention to the more tangible yet equally wondrous aspects of this magnificent world, its geography, and the intricate tapestry of its regions. Each region, a distinct landmass with its own unique ecosystem, culture, and crucially its own legendary Pokémon, is a testament to the diverse expressions of this ultimate energy. From the sun-drenched beaches of Alola to the snow-capped peaks of Sinnoh, each region offers a different chapter in the grand narrative of the Pokémon world. Let us begin our gentle exploration with the Kanto region, a place etched into the memory of many, often considered the starting point of our journey. Kanto, with its iconic Indigo Plateau, its sprawling forests, and its bustling cities like Saffron City, represents a balance between urban development and untouched wilderness. Its geographical features are varied, ranging from the steep cliffs of Victory Road to the serene waters of the Seafoam Islands. The climate is largely temperate, allowing for a wide variety of Pokémon to thrive, from the fiery Charmander to the aquatic Squirtle and the verdant Bulbasaur. Kanto's history is deeply intertwined with the development of Pokémon training as a widespread practice, and it is here that many of the earliest documented interactions between humans and Pokémon occurred. The legendary birds, Articuno, Zapdos, and Moltres, are said to embody elemental forces, their movements across Kanto's skies a visible manifestation of the ultimate energy within the atmosphere. And then there is Mewtwo, a Pokémon born of scientific ambition, a creature whose very existence challenges the natural order, yet whose power is undeniably a manipulation of the same ultimate energy. The ancient tales of Kanto also speak of Mew, the ancestor of all Pokémon, a creature of boundless adaptability and immense raw power, suggesting that this ultimate energy finds its purest, most ancient form within this mythical Pokemon. The very name Kanto itself, though sometimes attributed to a real world Japanese region, in the Pokemon world evokes a sense of beginning, of a foundational land where much of what we understand about Pokemon first took root. Moving gently westward, we encounter the Johto region, a land rich in tradition and ancient lore, directly connected to Kanto by the scenic Victory Road and the Magnet Train. Johto is characterized by its rolling hills, its sacred sites, and its deep reverence for history. The climate here is also temperate, but with more pronounced seasonal changes than Kanto, leading to different Pokemon distributions. The Sprout Tower, the Bell Tower, and the Burned Tower are not merely architectural marvels, they are repositories of ancient wisdom and spiritual energy. The legendary beasts, Raikou, Entei, and Suicune, are said to have been reborn from the ashes of the burned tower, their very existence a powerful testament to cycles of destruction and renewal, all powered by the ultimate energy. Lugia, the guardian of the seas, resides in the depths near the Whirl Islands, its calm presence a stabilizing force for the world's oceans. Ho-Oh, the guardian of the skies, soars above the bell tower, its rainbow-colored wings a symbol of hope and rebirth, its movements stirring the very energy of the atmosphere. The geographical connection between Kanto and Johto is particularly strong, representing a continuous cultural and historical lineage, a blending of old and new, where the ultimate energy flows seamlessly between these two venerable lands. The very architecture of Johto, with its traditional Japanese influences, speaks of a deep respect for the past, of a history that is not merely remembered, but lived and embodied in the present day. The tales of ancient kings and queens, of legendary battles and profound peace, all echo through the valleys and mountains of Johto, carried on the gentle breeze, imbued with the ultimate energy of time itself. Journeying further, we arrive at the Hoenn region, a vibrant land dominated by the interplay of land and sea, a dichotomy reflected in its legendary Pokémon. Hoenn is characterized by its diverse terrain, from verdant rainforests to scorching deserts, active volcanoes, and vast underwater caverns. Its climate is generally warmer and more humid than Kanto or Johto, fostering a different array of Pokémon species. The region's geography is famously shaped by the titanic struggle between Kyogre, the embodiment of the sea, and Groudon, the embodiment of the land. Their ancient rivalry, a clash of primal forces, represents the ultimate energy in its most raw and destructive form, shaping the very landscape of Hoenn. Rayquaza, the guardian of the atmosphere, intervenes in their conflicts, maintaining cosmic balance, a silent testament to the ultimate energy's role in cosmic harmony. The Hoenn region also introduces us to the concept of weather manipulation through Pokemon abilities, a direct demonstration of how ultimate energy can be harnessed to alter environmental conditions. The unique volcanic activity of Mount Chimney and the mysterious Mirage Island further highlight the dynamic and ever-changing nature of Hoenn's landscape, a constant dance of creation and erosion, all powered by the Earth's internal, ultimate energy. The Hoenn region feels like a world in constant motion, a testament to the powerful, transformative forces that lie beneath its surface and within its skies. The vibrant colors of its flora and fauna, The shimmering quality of its oceans and the dramatic contours of its mountains all speak to an abundant, overflowing life force, a robust expression of the ultimate energy. Crossing vast oceans, we then reach the Sinnoh region, a land steeped in ancient myths of creation and the very fabric of time and space. Sinnoh is a geographically diverse region, featuring towering mountains, expansive lakes, and dense forests. Its climate is notably colder than the regions we've explored so far, with significant snowfall in its northern reaches. The region's lore centers around the legendary trio of Dialga, Palkia, and Giratina, who are said to control time, space, and antimatter respectively. These cosmic entities represent the ultimate energy in its most fundamental and universal form, the very building blocks of existence itself. Arceus, the alpha Pokémon, is believed to have created the entire Pokémon universe, including Dialga, Palkia, and Giratina, making it the ultimate source and embodiment of this ultimate energy. The Spear Pillar atop Mount Coronet is a sacred site where the fabric of reality is said to be thin, allowing for glimpses into these cosmic forces. The three lakes of Sinnoh, Lake Verity, Lake Valor, and Lake Acuity, are home to the legendary Pokémon Uxie, Mesprit, and Azelf, who embody knowledge, emotion, and willpower respectively, demonstrating how ultimate energy also manifests in abstract, cognitive forms essential to sentient life. Sinnoh's deep connection to the origins of the universe provides a profound perspective on the ultimate energy, suggesting that it is not merely a force within the world, but the very essence from which the world, and indeed the entire universe, was forged. The ancient ruins scattered across Sinnoh, the weathered stone tablets, and the hushed whispers of legends all point to a history stretching back to the dawn of time, a history infused with the raw power of creation. Our journey then carries us to the Unova region, a land of modernity and boundless opportunity, yet still deeply connected to its ancient past. Unova is distinct in its geography, being a separate continent from the Kanto-Johto Sinnoh landmass, suggesting a different evolutionary path for some of its Pokémon. Its diverse landscapes include bustling metropolises like Castelia City, serene farmlands, vast deserts, and volcanic mountains. The climate is varied, reflecting its continental size. Unova's legendary Pokémon, Reshiram and Zekrom, represent truth and ideals, born from a single powerful dragon that split in two during a conflict between two brothers who founded the Unova region. Their story speaks to the ultimate energy's ability to divide and manifest in opposing yet equally powerful forms, reflecting philosophical concepts within the human experience. Kyurem, the remains of the original dragon, embodies the ultimate energy in its rawest, unrefined form. The narrative of Unova often explores themes of progress versus tradition, technological advancement versus natural harmony, all underpinned by the ultimate energy's influence on societal development. The Sky Arrow Bridge, a marvel of engineering, physically connects different parts of Unova, much like the ultimate energy invisibly connects all aspects of the region. The vastness of Unova and its relative isolation contribute to a sense of self-contained evolution, where its unique Pokémon species have adapted and thrived in ways distinct from the other regions. The bustling energy of its cities, juxtaposed with the quiet strength of its natural landscapes, creates a dynamic tension, a harmonious interplay of different expressions of the ultimate energy. Continuing our gentle voyage, we arrive in the Kalos region, a land of exquisite beauty and romantic charm, deeply influenced by art and culture. Kalos is characterized by its aesthetically pleasing landscapes, including vast forests, elegant cities, and a striking central mountain range. Its climate is mild and temperate, contributing to the region's overall pleasant atmosphere. The legendary Pokémon Xerneas and Yveltal represent life and destruction, respectively, two fundamental forces intricately linked by the ultimate energy. Zygarde, the Order Pokémon, watches over the ecosystem, maintaining balance, its very form a collection of cells that embody the ultimate energy of the natural world. The history of Kalos is marked by a devastating ancient war and the use of a powerful ultimate weapon powered by the life force of Pokémon, demonstrating the perilous ways in which ultimate energy can be manipulated. The Mega Evolution phenomenon, first discovered in Kalos, allows Pokémon to temporarily transcend their normal limits, drawing upon an extraordinary surge of ultimate energy, often facilitated by a deep bond with their trainer. This transformation highlights the profound energetic connection between trainer and Pokémon and the latent power that resides within every creature. The elegant architecture of Lumiosa City, reminiscent of real-world European influences, and the serene beauty of the Pokémon Village, all speak to a region that values beauty and harmony, reflecting the ultimate energy's capacity for creating aesthetic wonder. The very air in Kalos feels imbued with a certain grace, a subtle vibration of creativity and passion deeply intertwined with the region's overall energetic signature. Next, we gently touch down in the Alola region, an archipelago of 4 main islands and several smaller islets, a tropical paradise brimming with unique Pokémon adaptations. Alola's distinct geography, formed by volcanic activity, results in a warm, humid climate ideal for diverse marine and island ecosystems. The region's isolation has led to the development of Alolan forms of Pokémon, where species have adapted to the unique environment, showcasing the ultimate energy's role in evolution and diversification. The legendary Pokémon Solgaleo and Lunala are cosmic beings associated with the sun and moon, respectively, and are central to the ultra wormhole phenomenon, which allows travel between dimensions. Necrozma, a creature of pure light energy, seeks to reclaim its lost radiance, demonstrating the ultimate energy's forms and its potential for both creation and consumption. The guardian deities of Alola, Tapu Koko, Tapu Lele, Tapu Bulu, and Tapu Fini, protect each of the main islands, embodying the ultimate energy of their respective lands and acting as benevolent, yet sometimes mischievous, forces of nature. The cultural traditions of Alola, including trials instead of traditional gyms, are deeply intertwined with the natural world and the spiritual connection to these guardian deities, reflecting a profound respect for the ultimate energy that permeates their island home. The vibrant colors of Alola's coral reefs, the lushness of its tropical forests, and the warmth of its sun-drenched beaches all contribute to a feeling of abundant life, a powerful expression of the ultimate energy in its most vibrant and uninhibited forms. Our journey then brings us to the Galar region, a vast and diverse land, reminiscent of a real-world island nation with a strong sense of industrial heritage and a love for sports. Galar is characterized by its varied landscapes, from rolling green hills and quaint villages to expansive industrial cities and treacherous snowy mountains. Its climate is temperate, with distinct seasons contributing to a wide range of Pokemon habitats. The region's history is deeply connected to the Darkest Day, an ancient event where a colossal Pokemon named Eternatus absorbed the ultimate energy of the region, nearly plunging it into darkness. This event highlights the immense power of ultimate energy and the potential for its misuse or uncontrolled release. Zacian and Zamazenta, the legendary heroes of Galar, are said to have quelled the darkest day, their actions a testament to the ultimate energy's capacity for heroism and restoration. The Dynamax and Gigantamax phenomena, unique to Galar, allow Pokemon to grow to enormous sizes and unleash powerful attacks, drawing upon the ultimate energy that surges from power spots across the region. This phenomenon is a direct manifestation of how ultimate energy can be localized and amplified, creating dramatic physical changes in Pokemon. The Galar region's emphasis on Pokemon battles as a major sport, often held in massive stadiums, showcases the ultimate energy's role in entertainment and competitive spirit, bringing communities together under a shared passion. The ancient ruins and modern cities of Galar stand side by side, a testament to a long and storied history where the ultimate energy has shaped both its natural wonders and its human endeavors. The powerful roars of its Dynamax Pokemon, the rich green of its pastoral lands, and the bustling energy of its industrial centers all speak to a region that pulses with a vibrant, dynamic, and ever present ultimate energy. And finally, we arrive at the Paldea region, a vast expanse of diverse biomes, all contained within a single large island, brimming with hidden treasures and ancient mysteries. Paldea is a region defined by its open world nature, allowing for seamless exploration of its varied landscapes, from sun-baked deserts to tranquil lakes, snow-capped peaks, and lush forests. Its climate is diverse, reflecting the wide array of environments within its borders. The legendary Pokemon Koraidon and Miraidon are ancient paradox Pokemon, seemingly from the distant past and far future respectively, suggesting that the ultimate energy transcends linear time and can manifest in forms that challenge our understanding of existence. The core of Paldea holds the Great Crater of Paldea, a mysterious geological marvel that is said to be the source of many of the region's unique phenomena, including the terastallization phenomenon. This allows Pokemon to crystallize, changing their type and boosting their power, a profound manipulation of their inherent ultimate energy, altering their very molecular structure. The history of Paldea is rich with tales of exploration, discovery, and the secrets hidden within the Great Crater, suggesting a deep connection to ancient, powerful, ultimate energy. The region's academies, focused on exploration and discovery, encourage a scientific and curious approach to understanding the world, seeking to unravel the mysteries of the ultimate energy that shapes Paldea. The vibrant colors of its towns, the diverse ecosystems within its crater, and the sense of boundless discovery that permeates the region all contribute to a feeling of endless possibility, a powerful and inspiring expression of the ultimate energy, ever present and waiting to be understood, waiting to be gently embraced. As we gently traverse these regions in our mind's eye, it becomes clear that while each possesses its distinct character, its unique legends, and its specific manifestations of power, they are all, at their core, expressions of the same fundamental ultimate energy. The ancient tales of creation, in Sinnoh, The primal clashes in Hoenn, the societal tensions in Unova, the delicate balance in Kalos, the evolutionary adaptations in Alola, the historical struggles in Galar, and the temporal paradoxes in Paldea, all are narratives woven from the threads of this singular, pervasive force. The geography of each region, the flow of its rivers, the ascent of its mountains, the depth of its oceans, these are not random occurrences, but sculpted forms shaped by the ultimate energy, influenced by the legendary Pokémon that embody its very essence. The connections between regions, whether by land, sea, or even through unseen dimensional rifts, are merely different pathways for this energy to flow, to intermingle, and to continue shaping the world. The ultimate energy is the architect of the landscape, the sculptor of ecosystems, the catalyst for evolution, and the very breath of life for every Pokémon and every human within this vast and wondrous world. It is the silent, pervasive force that ensures the interconnectedness of all things, from the smallest blade of grass to the most colossal legendary Pokémon. The whispers of the world continue, a soft symphony of existence, each note a region, each melody a legend, all harmonizing around the central theme of this ultimate foundational energy. The understanding of this interconnectedness, this deep unifying force, allows us to appreciate the Pokémon world not as fragmented pieces, but as a singular, magnificent entity, a living, breathing testament to the power of creation and the enduring dance of life. And as this profound realization settles, like a soft blanket of understanding, a sense of deep peace can begin to envelop us. The intricate dance of energy in the Pokémon world continues, a lullaby woven from the very fabric of existence, gently guiding us towards a peaceful and dream-filled rest, where the ultimate energy of the world softly whispers its eternal truths, carrying us deeper into a serene slumber. The gentle currents of the oceans that lap against the shores of these diverse lands are themselves conduits of this energy, carrying vital nutrients and the very essence of life from one corner of the world to another. Consider the deep, mysterious trenches of the Hoenn region, where Kyogre's influence is said to have sculpted the abyssal plains and nurtured unique forms of aquatic life. The sheer pressure and darkness of these depths are not merely environmental factors, but an expression of the ultimate energy concentrated and transformed into an environment unlike any other. The bioluminescent creatures that drift through these lightless waters are living beacons, their soft glows a testament to life, finding a way, even in the most extreme conditions, a quiet affirmation of the pervasive energy that sustains all. Then there are the land masses themselves, the very bedrock upon which civilizations have risen and fallen. Groudon's ancient dominion over the earth in Hoenn speaks to the ultimate energy's role in shaping continents, raising mountains, and carving valleys. The volcanic activity, the fertile plains, the rugged peaks, all bear the indelible fingerprint of this foundational force. The ground beneath our feet is not merely inert soil, but a living, breathing entity, constantly shifting and evolving, infused with the ultimate energy that allows seeds to sprout, trees to grow tall, and minerals to form over eons. The quiet strength of the earth, its unyielding presence, is a comforting reminder of stability and endurance, a soft cradle for all life. The very air we breathe, the winds that whisper through the trees, and the storms that cleanse the land are also expressions of this ultimate energy. Rayquaza, soaring high above Hoenn, is a living embodiment of the atmospheric currents, a guardian of the sky, its presence ensuring the delicate balance between the earth and the sea. The gentle rustle of leaves in a soft breeze, the invigorating crispness of mountain air, the refreshing coolness of a summer shower, these are all manifestations of the ultimate energy circulating, purifying, and invigorating the world. The oxygen that fills our lungs, the very breath of life, is a gift from this unseen, ever present force, a continuous cycle of renewal and sustenance. As we turn our thoughts to the smaller, yet no less significant elements of the Pokemon world, we find the ultimate energy present in the very act of evolution itself. From the humble Caterpie transforming into the elegant Butterfree, to the powerful Eevee adapting to its surroundings in myriad ways, evolution is a constant, gentle unfolding of potential, guided by the ultimate energy. It is the silent whisper that prompts a Pokemon to adapt, to grow, to change, to become something new and wonderful. The evolutionary stones, gleaming with their internal light, are concentrated pockets of this energy, catalyzing transformations with their gentle touch. The very process of life adapting and thriving, finding new forms and expressions, is a beautiful and continuous testament to the ultimate energy's creative power. Consider the diverse ecosystems that flourish across the regions. From the sun-drenched beaches of Alola, teeming with vibrant marine life and unique island-dwelling Pokémon, to the snow-capped peaks of Sinnoh, home to hardy creatures adapted to extreme cold, each environment is a finely tuned symphony of life, orchestrated by the ultimate energy. The intricate food webs, the symbiotic relationships between different species, the delicate balance of predator and prey, all these interdependencies are expressions of a deeper unifying force. The gentle hum of a bustling forest, the rhythmic crash of waves on a shore, the silent majesty of a moonlit desert. These are all natural soundscapes, each a unique melody in the grand composition of the ultimate energy. Even the human interaction with the Pokémon world, the development of technology, the building of cities, and the fostering of bonds with Pokémon, all are influenced by and draw upon this ultimate energy. The ancient civilizations that harness the power of legendaries, the scientific advancements that unlock new potentials, the deep emotional connections between trainers and their Pokémon, these are all branches extending from the same foundational root. The Pokéballs, those marvels of miniaturization and containment, encapsulate a sliver of the ultimate energy, allowing trainers to carry and connect with their Pokémon. The gentle warmth of a Pokémon's embrace, the quiet understanding in its eyes, the shared adventures. These are all deeply spiritual experiences, drawing from the wellspring of ultimate energy that connects all living beings. The very concept of a Pokémon Center, a place of healing and restoration, is an embodiment of the ultimate energy's restorative properties. The gentle glow of the healing machine, the soothing presence of Nurse Joy, the quick recovery of a weary Pokémon, these are not mere technological marvels, but a channeling of the ultimate energy to mend and rejuvenate. It is a place where the pervasive life force of the world is focused and amplified, offering comfort and renewal to those in need. The simple act of caring for another, of offering solace and support, is a human expression of this underlying compassionate energy. And as the sun sets over the Galar region, casting long shadows across its rolling hills and ancient ruins. We can reflect on the historical struggles and the indomitable spirit of its people. The ultimate energy manifests here not only in the natural grandeur, but also in the resilience of its inhabitants, their determination to overcome challenges, and their celebration of community. The Dynamax and Gigantamax phenomena, where Pokemon grow to colossal sizes, are dramatic, visible expressions of concentrated ultimate energy, a powerful reminder of the hidden potential within all creatures. The roar of a stadium crowd, the thrill of a Pokemon battle, the camaraderie of trainers, those are all vibrant, energetic expressions of human and Pokemon spirit, deeply intertwined with the region's ultimate energy. Moving further to the west, to the vibrant and technologically advanced Paldea region, we encounter the mysterious phenomenon of terrestrialization. This sparkling transformation, where Pokemon adorn themselves with crystalline forms, is yet another fascinating manifestation of the ultimate energy, allowing them to temporarily amplify their types and power. The ancient Great Crater of Paldea, with its enigmatic paradox Pokemon and unknown treasures, hints at profound temporal anomalies and the ultimate energy's role in shaping not just space, but also time itself. The ultimate energy in Paldea seems to whisper of possibilities beyond our current understanding, of connections between different eras, and of the fluidity of existence. The curiosity that drives exploration, the pursuit of knowledge, and the desire to understand the unknown are all intellectual expressions of this ultimate energy, pushing the boundaries of discovery. The unifying thread through all these regions, thus phenomena and these legends, is the ultimate energy. It is the silent architect, the gentle sculptor, the invisible conductor of the grand symphony of the Pokémon world. It flows through the ancient ruins of Unova, where civilizations once thrived and fell, leaving behind echoes of their interaction with this pervasive force. It resonates within the lush, biodiverse landscapes of Kalos, where life flourishes in countless forms, a testament to the ultimate energy's creative abundance. It pulsates through the fiery heart of active volcanoes, and it whispers in the deepest, most tranquil forests. It is the very essence of existence, a continuous, unbroken stream of power and potential. As these thoughts drift through the mind, like soft clouds across a twilight sky, the interconnectedness of all things in the Pokémon world becomes profoundly clear. The regional variations, the unique Pokémon, the distinct cultural practices, these are merely beautiful variations on a single universal theme. The ultimate energy does not discriminate, it simply is, flowing through all, sustaining all, and shaping all. It is the breath of Arceus, the heartbeat of the cosmos, the gentle hum that resonates throughout every atom of the Pokémon universe. And in this gentle understanding, as the nuances of each region blend into a harmonious whole, a deep sense of calm can begin to settle upon the spirit. The vastness of the Pokémon world, its complex history, and its unending mysteries, rather than being overwhelming, become a source of profound tranquility. The ultimate energy, in its infinite wisdom and constant presence, serves as a gentle lullaby, an assurance that all is as it should be, that there is an underlying order and beauty to everything. The soft murmur of the ultimate energy, a symphony without sound, continues its eternal dance, weaving together the fabric of reality, gently carrying us toward a state of complete relaxation. Each legendary tale, each unique Pokémon, each breathtaking landscape is a note in this grand composition, a testament to the boundless creativity of the world. And as these peaceful thoughts envelop us, like a warm, comforting embrace, the journey through the Pokémon world gently guides us further into a tranquil and dream-filled sleep, where the echoes of ultimate energy continue to whisper their serene truths, until the very essence of dream and reality softly merge, until the very essence of dream and reality softly merge. And in that merging, we can begin to consider the more specific, yet equally profound, connections that bind regions together beyond the omnipresent ultimate energy. Think of the intricate web of trade routes, both ancient and modern, that snake across oceans and continents, carrying not just goods, but also ideas, traditions, and even Pokemon themselves from one distant shore to another. Imagine the slow, deliberate migrations of certain Pokemon species, driven by instinct or environmental shifts, gradually colonizing new territories and adapting to diverse climates. These movements, over countless generations, have shaped the genetic makeup and ecological balance of entire regions, creating unique ecosystems and biodiversity hotspots. Consider, for instance, the journey of certain Pokemon types, like the various forms of Vulpix and Ninetales. The Kantoyan fire-type Vulpix, with its fiery breath and elegant tails, is a familiar sight in warmer climates. Yet, in the perpetually snow-covered Alola region, through a fascinating process of environmental adaptation, Vulpix evolved into an ice type, its fur becoming a shimmering blue-white, its breath turning to icy mist. This Alolan Vulpix and its evolved form, Alolan Ninetales, are living testaments to the deep influence of environment on evolution, demonstrating how a singular species can diversify dramatically across different geographical landscapes. This isn't just a simple change, it's a profound narrative of survival and adaptation, a story whispered across the vastness of the Pokémon world through the very genes of these remarkable creatures. Similarly, the concept of regional variance extends to other well-known Pokémon. The familiar Rattata, a common sight in many regions, takes on a darker, more nocturnal form in Alola, its fur turning black and its behavior becoming more cunning. This Alolan Rattata and its evolution, Alolan Raticate, showcase how selective pressures within a new environment can sculpt not only physical traits, but also behavioral patterns. These regional variations are not anomalies. They are fundamental illustrations of the interconnectedness of ecology and evolution, reminding us that no single region exists in isolation. Each is a living laboratory where the grand experiments of nature unfold, guided by the subtle hand of the ultimate energy. Beyond these biological connections, the influence of human civilization also plays a crucial role in weaving the tapestry of the Pokémon world. Consider the ancient civilizations whose architectural marvels and artistic expressions often share surprising similarities across seemingly disparate regions. The intricate patterns found in the ruins of Unova, for example, might echo certain motifs seen in the ancient temples of Sinnoh, suggesting a shared ancestry of cultural exchange, or perhaps even a common source of inspiration drawn from the natural world or legendary encounters. These shared artistic languages, passed down through generations, speak of forgotten trade routes, ancient alliances, or even unified spiritual beliefs that once spanned vast distances. The very languages spoken in the Pokémon world, while distinct, often share linguistic roots, hinting at ancient migrations and cultural diffusions. The names of cities, the terms used for certain natural phenomena, or even the common exclamations can sometimes reveal subtle connections between regions, like faint echoes of a common tongue that once unified early human settlements. These linguistic threads, though often subtle and deeply embedded, are powerful reminders of the continuous flow of human interaction over millennia. Think too of the legendary Pokémon, whose stories and myths transcend regional boundaries. While each region boasts its own unique set of legendary guardians and creators, there are often overarching themes and even direct connections that link these powerful beings across the globe. Arceus, the alpha Pokémon, is said to have created the entire Pokémon universe from nothingness, laying the groundwork for all other legendary Pokémon to emerge. Its influence, therefore, is not confined to Sinnoh, its purported place of origin, but extends to every corner of existence, a silent, powerful presence that underpins all creation. The legendary trio of Dialga, Palkia, and Giratina, who govern time, space, and antimatter respectively, are central to Sinnoh's lore. Yet the very concepts they embody, time, space, and the distortion between them, are universal forces that affect every region equally. The interplay of these forces shapes the very fabric of reality, ensuring that the passage of days, the vastness of landscapes, and the subtle shifts in dimensional boundaries are consistent, albeit with local variations, across the entire Pokémon world. Their power is not geographically limited, it is cosmic in its reach, a continuous, unwavering influence on every atom of existence. Even legendary Pokémon seemingly unique to one region often have counterparts or echoes in other areas. The Tao trio of Unova, Reshiram, Zekrom, and Kyurem represent ideals, truths, and the absence of both. Their origins are deeply intertwined with the ancient history of Unova, yet the concepts of truth, ideals, and the balance between them are universal human aspirations, connecting Unova's narrative to the broader human experience across all regions. The struggle for balance, the pursuit of ideals, and the search for truth are not confined by borders. They are unifying themes that resonate with people and Pokemon alike, everywhere. Consider the interplay of Groudon, Kyogre, and Rayquaza in the Hoenn region, representing land, sea, and sky. Their epic clashes are central to Hoenn's mythology, shaping its geography and climate. Yet the balance of land and sea and the vastness of the sky are fundamental aspects of every region. The forces they embody are universal, even if their specific manifestations as legendary Pokémon are localized to Hoenn. The delicate equilibrium they maintain or disrupt has profound implications for the entire planet, highlighting the interconnectedness of global ecosystems. The advent of modern technology further intertwines the regions. Communication networks, powered by unseen electromagnetic waves, allow trainers and researchers to connect instantly across vast distances. The Global Trade System, or GTS, allows for the exchange of Pokémon from trainers in different regions, fostering a sense of global community and accelerating the spread of diverse species. These technological advancements, while appearing distinctly modern, are themselves built upon an understanding of the ultimate energy, harnessing its principles for the benefit of humanity and the advancement of Pokémon research. Even the phenomenon of mega evolution, prominently featured in Kalos, hints at deeper universal energies. While discovered and extensively researched in Kalos, the underlying principles of mega evolution, the bond between trainer and Pokemon, the power of keystones and megastones, and the temporary surge of ultimate energy, are not exclusive to Kalos. Megastones, though often found in specific locations, are scattered across various regions, suggesting a global distribution of this ancient power. This phenomenon speaks to a latent potential within certain Pokemon, a power that transcends regional boundaries and can be awakened with the proper catalyst provided by the deep connection between a trainer and their Pokemon. The Z moves of Alola, while unique in their execution, also draw upon the ultimate energy, channeled through Z-rings and Z-crystals. These powerful moves represent a focused, amplified expression of a Pokemon's inherent strength, guided by the trainer's spirit. The very existence of Z moves alongside Mega Evolution and Dynamaxing in Galar suggests different regional expressions of a universal phenomenon. The ability to temporarily augment a Pokemon's power through human-Pokemon synergy and the channeling of ultimate energy. Each region, in its own way, has discovered and harnessed aspects of this fundamental force, creating unique battle styles and traditions. The Galar region, with its focus on Dynamax and Gigantamax phenomena, again showcases this regional interpretation of ultimate energy. The power spots where Dynamaxing is possible are concentrated areas of Galar particles, a unique energy signature tied to the ultimate energy. While the visual effect of Dynamaxing is distinct, the core principle remains the same: a temporary, massive increase in a Pokemon's size and power, facilitated by a concentrated energy source and a strong bond with its trainer. The existence of these distinct, yet fundamentally similar, power-enhancing phenomena across different regions underscores the idea that the ultimate energy manifests in diverse ways, shaped by local geological and cultural factors. Therefore, the regions of the Pokémon world are not isolated islands of unique phenomena, but rather interconnected chapters in a grand, ongoing narrative. Each region contributes its own unique flavors, its own rare Pokémon, its own cultural practices, and its own legendary tales. Yet beneath this rich diversity lies a profound unity, an intricate web of shared history, biological connections, technological advancements, and the omnipresent flow of ultimate energy. It is this beautiful balance between individuality and universality that gives the Pokémon world its depth and its enduring appeal. As these thoughts gently weave together like threads in a cosmic tapestry, the mind can find comfort in the vast yet orderly nature of this world. The gentle hum of ultimate energy, the silent migrations of Pokémon, the echoes of ancient civilizations, and the continuous flow of human and Pokémon interaction all contribute to a sense of profound interconnectedness. There is a quiet strength in understanding how everything relates, how every part contributes to the majestic whole. This understanding fosters a deep sense of peace, allowing the mind to drift effortlessly, carried by the gentle currents of these ancient and modern connections. The Pokémon world, in its entirety, becomes a soothing landscape for the dreaming mind, a place where all boundaries dissolve and everything flows into everything else in a continuous, calming river of existence. The soft, rhythmic flow of these connections, like the gentle lapping of waves on a distant shore, invites a serene descent into the tranquil depths of dream, where the ultimate energy continues its gentle, guiding dance, weaving the fabric of sleep with threads of wonder and peace. And as we embrace this holistic view of the Pokémon world, we begin to appreciate the subtle ways in which even the most seemingly disparate elements are linked. Consider the concept of the Pokémon League, a staple of almost every known region. While the specific structure and challenges of each league vary, from the Gym Challenge in Kanto to the Grand Trials of Alola, the underlying purpose remains consistent: to test the strength, skill, and bond between trainers and their Pokémon. This shared institution, appearing independently in distinct cultures, speaks to a universal human desire for challenge and growth, often expressed through the partnership with Pokémon. The Elite Four, a formidable final hurdle in many leagues, also represents a recurring motif. These powerful trainers, often specializing in particular Pokémon types, stand as paragons of skill, their presence reinforcing the idea that mastery in the Pokémon world is a journey of dedication and understanding. Even the champion, the ultimate victor of the league, embodies a universal ideal of excellence. Whether it's Lance, Cynthia, or Leon, each champion in their own right represents the pinnacle of their respective region's training philosophy. Their existence, consistent across diverse lands, suggests a shared aspiration, a collective understanding of what it means to truly excel alongside one's Pokémon partners. Beyond the formal structure of the league, the very act of Pokémon battling itself is a unifying force. From the earliest recorded history to the present day, the friendly rivalry and strategic depth of Pokémon battles have been a constant. The evolution of battle mechanics, from the simpler turn-based systems of earlier generations to the more dynamic Zed moves and Dynamax phenomena, reflects a continuous innovation. Yet the core principles of type advantages, stat differences, and strategic moves remain. This consistent framework, adapted and expanded upon over time, provides a common language for trainers across all regions, allowing for a mutual understanding and appreciation of each other's battling styles, despite geographical and cultural divides. And then there are the Pokémon themselves, the beating heart of this world. The biological connections between species, even those found in different regions, are a testament to shared evolutionary histories. Consider the phenomenon of regional variance, such as the Alolan Vulpix or the Galarian Meowth. These variations, adapted to specific environmental pressures, showcase the incredible adaptability of Pokémon, but also highlight their common ancestry. A Vulpix, whether fire or ice, is still fundamentally a Vulpix, its core characteristics enduring even as its form shifts. This principle extends to much larger evolutionary lines. The shared traits among various rodent Pokémon, or bird Pokémon, or even dragon Pokémon hint at ancient, widespread lineages that diversified over countless millennia, spreading across the nascent continents and adapting to new surroundings. The concept of convergent evolution also plays a role, with similar niches giving rise to similar adaptations in unrelated species. For example, the powerful predatory birds of different regions, while distinct species, often share similar physical characteristics or hunting behaviors, reflecting the universal laws of natural selection. This intricate web of biological relationships, both divergent and convergent, paints a picture of a world where life, in all its wondrous forms, is deeply interconnected and constantly evolving. Furthermore, the very existence of legendary and mythical Pokémon often transcends regional boundaries. While many have strong ties to their specific locales, their influence is often felt on a much grander scale. Arceus, the alpha Pokémon, is said to have shaped the entire world, its power underpinning all of existence. Dialga and Palkia, masters of time and space, dictate the very fabric of reality across all known regions. Giratina, residing in the Distortion world, exists in a dimension that touches upon every corner of the Pokemon universe. These cosmic deities, with their universal dominion, serve as a constant reminder that the world is a single, interconnected entity governed by fundamental forces and ancient powers that predate any regional distinctions. Even more localized legendaries, like the legendary beasts Raikou, Entei, and Suicune, while often associated with Johto, are known to roam far beyond its borders, their presence felt in various tales and sightings across different regions. This migratory behavior, whether driven by instinct, purpose, or a cosmic calling, further blurs the lines between regional isolation, emphasizing a shared world where powerful beings move freely, their stories intertwining with the lives of people and Pokemon everywhere. The impact of human civilization on the Pokemon world also reveals fascinating connections. Trade routes, both ancient and modern, have facilitated the movement of goods, ideas, and even Pokemon across vast distances. The introduction of non-native species to new environments, sometimes intentional, sometimes accidental, has shaped ecosystems and cultural practices in unforeseen ways. For example, the history of Pokemon breeding, the pursuit of perfect IVs and natures, and the development of specialized training techniques are practices that have evolved over time, often through the sharing of knowledge and experience between trainers from different regions. The advent of modern technology, such as the internet and global communication networks, has only accelerated this exchange, creating a truly global community of Pokemon enthusiasts and researchers. Consider the development of Pokeballs. While their design and efficacy have undoubtedly improved over time, the fundamental concept of capturing and befriending wild Pokemon in a portable device is a universal one. Different regions may have developed their own unique types of Pokeballs, tailored to specific needs or materials, but the underlying principle remains the same. This shared innovation, born from a common need, speaks to a universal human instinct to understand, interact with, and integrate Pokemon into their lives. The evolution of the Pokeball from simple, wood-based devices in ancient times to the sophisticated, technologically advanced versions of today mirrors the broader progression of human ingenuity and their deepening relationship with Pokemon. Even the ancient ruins scattered across various regions, often shrouded in mystery and imbued with historical significance, offer glimpses into a shared past. The Unknown, their enigmatic forms representing an ancient alphabet, appear in ruins across Kanto, Johto, and Sinnoh, suggesting a widespread, perhaps even universal, ancient civilization or form of communication. The relic Song of Meloetta, capable of transforming its form, hints at a forgotten musical tradition that resonated across the globe. These archaeological remnants, silently testifying to bygone eras, offer tantalizing clues about a time when regional boundaries may have been less defined, or perhaps when a global culture flourished, leaving behind a legacy that continues to intrigue and connect us to the past. The very concept of time, as measured and understood within the Pokemon world, also serves as a unifying element. The passage of seasons, the cycle of day and night, the rhythmic turning of the planet, these are universal experiences that shape the lives of all beings, regardless of their location. The celestial bodies, the moon, and stars are observed by all, their movements influencing tides, migrations, and even the power of certain Pokemon. This shared cosmic clock, a constant and unwavering presence, underscores the fundamental unity of the world, reminding us that we are all under the same sky, experiencing the same fundamental rhythms of existence. And as we delve deeper into the intricacies of this interconnected world, we find that even the seemingly mundane aspects of daily life contribute to this grand tapestry. The food cultures, for instance, while distinct in each region, often share common ingredients or cooking techniques. Berries, a staple for both Pokemon and humans, are cultivated and traded across regions, their diverse flavors and effects adding to the culinary landscape. The adoption of foreign dishes or ingredients into local cuisine over centuries of trade and cultural exchange further blurs the lines, creating a rich fusion of flavors that reflects the blending of cultures. Even the architecture and artistic styles, while unique to each region, often borrow elements or influences from others. The grand, traditional Japanese-inspired structures of Johto may contrast with the more European-influenced designs of Galar, yet both often incorporate elements of natural beauty or motifs inspired by local Pokemon. This cross-pollination of artistic expression, a testament to human creativity and cultural exchange, subtly weaves together the aesthetic fabric of the Pokemon world. Ultimately, the true beauty of the Pokemon world lies in this intricate interplay of diversity and unity. Each region, with its distinct identity, its unique Pokemon, its captivating stories, and its vibrant culture, contributes a vital thread to the overall tapestry. Yet it is the underlying connections, the shared ultimate energy, the universal laws of biology, the common threads of human experience and innovation, and the cosmic forces that bind it all, that truly make this world whole and enduring. This profound interconnectedness, this seamless flow from one element to the next, is what creates such a comforting and immersive experience. It's like listening to a gentle symphony where each instrument plays its distinct part, yet all contribute to a harmonious and unified melody. The individual notes are beautiful, but the true majesty lies in their combined resonance, and in this slow, unfolding realization of how everything is linked, how every story intertwines, how every creature, every landscape, every legend is a part of something far greater. There is a deep sense of calm. The mind can rest, knowing that in this vast and wondrous world, nothing is truly isolated, and everything holds its place in a grand, continuous narrative. This understanding brings a quiet peace, allowing the thoughts to slowly unfurl and dissolve, much like the gentle mists that rise from a tranquil lake at dawn, inviting a deep and undisturbed slumber. The echoes of these connections, like a soft lullaby, continue to resonate, guiding the mind into the peaceful embrace of dreams, where the journey through the Pokemon world continues, limitless and serene.